Hey, Joseph, we're live, man. What did you do to yourself?
I hit my toe on the chair. Why are your toes like that anyway?
Oh, my gosh. I know that hurt. I know it hurt. I feel your pain at this moment. You know what? I'm going to give you a little respite. And you know what? We're going to drop this interview. We're going to drop this.
Fucking toes.
I heard when you did it, and I was just like, what did Joseph do? I just heard, and some cursing in Finnish. So I know you did something bad. But anyway, you know what? Let's forget about that. Hey, embrace the pain, and let's drop that intro.
Nitro is the glory. Welcome to the No Name RC podcast with your host tonight, Keenan White, aka Lefty the Great, and if you are unlucky, the Finnish village idiot, JQ. This is the RC podcast with no name, but plenty of content. So sit back, relax, and get ready for some serious bench racing.
Yes, indeed. Nitro's the glory, but E-Buggy pays the bills. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 105 of the No Name RC podcast. I'm your host, Keenan White, a.k.a. Lefty the Great. And joining me to my... I can't. Which way are you? Huh? I don't know. I'm lost. Anyway, joining me, as usual, is my co-host and my partner in crime, the infamous YouTube superstar celebrity, Josie JQ Quagrant. What's up, Josie? How are you?
What's up? I recorded with Frenchie today. YouTube
I know.
video.
It was all about balls. All about balls. And you and Savoya forming that new bromance that you so desperately have. I'm so happy for you and Savoya. It looks good. You showed me the intro and it was hilarious. So, we'll talk about your videos in a minute because we have to say some thanks. And we have a lot to talk about today, Joseph, because, the floodgates have opened and silly season has started. So, I've been geeking out of this. I'm like a kid on Adderall right now, just like refreshing my computer, just trying to get information. I got people messaging me since Sunday. Oh, it's been nuts. Silly season. I'm Lefty, the silly season Santa. So anyway, before we go on any further, I'd like to shout out and say thank you to all of the NNRC squad around the world. Without you guys, none of this is possible. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Keep on sharing our podcast. Keep rocking the swag. Repping the NNRC. 2021 is going to be big. I can't wait. Thank you guys. Lots of love. Appreciate it. NNRC squad. Shout out to all the patrons on Patreon. Man, you guys, if you have money, I was able to buy this nice new camera. I should, got a nice new, I've got a camera like JQ is now. Not only JQ I've got the exact setup as JQ. Maybe not his lighting, but I've got the exact camera and everything. Thank you, JQ, for the information on the camera. We're good there. I got some wireless mics, got some equipment. So I'm taking the money from the Patreon and investing it back into the podcast and our product. So thank you for that. You guys support. It helps pay bills, helps get new stuff. And if you guys wish to support the podcast further, you can. The written description is in the podcast. The link is in the written description. Shout out to all of our awesome companies that support us. They are RCMX Online, Tekno RC, Sun City RC, Rob's Oil Beach RC, Manscaped.com. Remember, there's promo codes for there. They even have a Black Friday sale coming up where you can save money as well. I'll be promoting that soon. Papa Willie's Traction Tonic just came up with some bearing oil. You guys will like that. You can use your promo code NNRC and get saved 10% on that. Also, shout out to Racecraft. They are newly on, and I'm excited to have them on. They sold completely out of their command modules. It was loads of command modules at Revelation this week at their race, their club race. So shout out to Racecraft USA. Chase, dude, he did an awesome video commercial yesterday, so thank you. Shout out to Connor Ehlers of Duluth Cranes for all your help, dude. I appreciate it. Was chatting to him yesterday. Cool dude, man. I can't wait to link up and hang out with that dude, man. I like Connor a lot. And shout out to Wally Builds. He was out in the desert rush doing some racing. Well, not racing, but as a mechanic. I think we'll be doing a live maybe this week or maybe Thursday this week. So I got to get in contact with Wally, see what his schedule's like. If not this week, we'll definitely be doing it next week. And shout out to pretty much just JQ Threads, JQ Racing. Obviously, I'm a part of. Look, I'm rocking the JQ Racing today. Beach RC. I'm rocked out. You know, this is what I do. It all started with JQ Racing, Beach RC. This is me. So here we are. And shout out to all my JQ Racing family around the world. 2021's coming up. Guess what? We're just gonna keep on being a team and be a part of a team, not just a number. So shout out to all the awesome sponsors. If you are a company that wishes to, advertise on this platform going into 2021, please hit me up. We got tiers and we got prices for everybody. So hit us up and hey, help the podcast grow, and we will help your company grow. And thank you all for the support. And I forgot to shout out because they always send my notes late. I don't know who these strange people at Mayako are, but they just send me emails. I don't know what it is. They send this stuff like before I start recording, like a couple of hours before I start recording. But this is what they sent. Mayako Racing is the title sponsor of the podcast. And Mayako says this: competition brings out the best in us. Racing is our lifeblood. Mayako exists because of racing. If you follow both the Mayako Facebook and Instagram pages and share the pinned Facebook post, you will have a chance of winning a 8th scale nitro buggy of your choice, along with industry-leading nitro engine and pipe servo combo. The contest ends on the 15th of January. So Mayako's been running this competition where you go, because, obviously they want to grow their Instagram and their Facebook. We still don't know what they're making, but they're offering a competition where you can win a nitro buggy of your choice. I guess that's any nitro. So that's any nitro buggy you want. Plus engine, plus pipe and servos. Just for going, liking, sharing their posts. Please, everybody that is listening to this podcast, go follow and like Mayako. Please, it's on IG and Facebook. We are waiting to find out what Mayako is all about. I've asked Joseph, he doesn't know. So I'm just her. They send me these emails, I read it out, and I didn't even get a chance to practice it. So there we go. All right, enough about that.
You know what? Maybe it's
Joseph,
tires.
Maybe it's tires. What do you think it is? Because
they said that you can win any 8 scale nitro buggy. So if they start with nitro buggy tires, then that could be it.
Maybe. Who knows? Have you heard anything about this, Joseph?
Well, not really. I mean, just what they've been releasing on Instagram, Facebook.
Right. So, anyway, guys, go.
I haven't really been plugged in. I haven't heard. You have the silly season news too. I haven't heard that either. So
I know. Oh, I just
not been in the game.
Before we started recording, I just put up a blog. I wrote my first ever blog, like real blog, and it's up on the website for NNRC. What's the website name again, Joseph? I forget. Hold on. I should know all this stuff, shouldn't I?
NNRCpodcast.com.
Thank you. Joseph, first off, before we get into any silly season stuff, because we're going to be talking about that a lot, plus we have DNC announced, Silver State announced, the Florida Carpet Championships, all that stuff. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. I want to say, man, hey, congratulations once again, man. I really enjoyed. I'm not gonna lie. I still haven't watched all of your Bruno Coelho video because it just got a little bit too deep for me. But I will watch it. But the Drake and video was epic. But man, I tell you, the one part in that video where I was just like, I'm gonna slap this guy, was when you kept trying to repeat the same voice and cadence as Drake. And you did it like 10 times. And I was like...
What do you mean? That's like the favorite part of the video, according to the viewers. That's what people commented on the most.
Well, yeah, because they were getting tired of you doing it. That's why.
Oh, because they liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. It is exactly the epitome. If you want to know what you're like, then watching that little clip explains you perfectly, in my opinion. So, I don't know. Well,
just
well
that
done.
part of it?
That part of you, if you can watch that part, people will know how persistent and hard-headed you are. That's what I'm trying to say.
Let's find it.
Yeah, find
Where
it for
was
us
it
and pull it up while we talk. But really good video. Do you think now you and Drake aren't going to be friends anymore?
I don't know. I hope we're still friends.
I hope so too.
We
because
had a good thing going there.
Yes, but you like as usual, just like the champagne bottles at DNC, you don't know when to fucking stop. Excuse me, I'm cursing already.
Yeah.
You got me cursing already this early in the podcast. Sorry, people. Trying to keep my F-bombs down to a minimum. But yeah, I thought it was good. If Drake gets upset at that video, then he shouldn't. He shouldn't. He should see the humor in it and see that you're actually giving him a lot of credit. You know what I mean? And that's good. So kudos to you, Joseph. You're killing on the YouTube stuff, man. And it's good.
I found it.
Okay, well,
let's watch this. Okay, where am I?
Oh gosh, you know what?
I lost myself.
You're like my Jamie. So I'm gonna have you pull up some more video here. All right, Jamie. Well, I'm gonna change your name. No, Poindexter is your new name.
Where are we? We're in StreamYard.
Yeah. See, you're all confused. He's discombobulated everybody. See, and then it does not just
okay.
happen
I
to me.
found myself. Share screen. Okay.
All right, let's watch it.
Take up time that are not filling the driver's stand. And at the end of the day, we want to get as much track time in as little bit of our day as possible.
Let's go back and listen to what the man said again. Just the last few seconds. Please pay attention.
Track time, driver's stand. And at the end of the day, we want to get as much track time in as little bit of our day as possible.
We're not going to watch this whole thing, are we?
Hey, this is the best part.
As little bit of our day as possible.
Repeat.
As much track time in as little bit of our day as possible.
As much track time in as little bit of our day as possible. Dude, people need to get this. Everyone in RC need this message.
As much track time in as little bit of our day as possible.
Focus.
As much track time.
Try it. Try saying it. As much track time in as little bit of a day as possible.
High five.
In as little bit of our day as possible.
As much track time in as little bit of our day as possible.
Well, that's not even a hard sentence to say, to be honest. That sounds like a sentence I would say.
Nailed it. Okay, nailed it. We're done with that.
Did it like 8 times. Like
I don't know.
If you want to know what Joseph's like, you just need to watch that little clip, and that will explain everything about him. So kudos, good job, man. I'm gonna give you credit. You're sticking to this YouTube stuff. I told you a little bit about my plan going on here shortly, but I'll do more about that once I actually start doing it. And yeah, good job. Everybody go check out Joseph. He's almost how many subs are you at, Joseph?
Almost 5,000. So we have to think. Let's think of what should I do at 5,000. Haven't decided yet.
I don't know, but it has to do something where you hurt yourself, I think.
So 10,000, I am going to buy a Kyosho and enter the Kyosho Masters in France.
Yes.
This is a beef with Kyosho that we had because back in the day, before the Worlds in Vegas, I bought a Kyosho and I wanted to go to the Kyosho Masters in Vegas, and they wouldn't let me. And they said that I can't go because I'm a sponsored driver, I think it was. I said, what do you mean? I'm not sponsored. I'm not sponsored. I bought a Kyosho. I literally bought a Kyosho to go to this race. And then they came up with some other excuse. I can't remember what that was. So yeah, so they wouldn't let me go. And then Craddock said, you know what? You can do the one in Europe. So when I reach 10,000 subs, then I'll attend and make a video.
And then you and Mick can kiss and make up, because I don't think you and him are on the best of terms right now.
Why is that?
Oh, so maybe maybe something to do with, I don't know.
What did I do?
The last time you guys were here on the podcast together, if it was in real life, I thought I'd probably have to get in the way between you and him at one point. So,
I thought that was a good one when he was on.
Yeah. People gotta understand though, it's banter too. I did so. Like I had one person say, "Oh, I thought JQ was a total penis head because the way he treated Mick on their podcast." That's why you got it right. He is a penis head, but that was banter, you know, and that's what we do. So, excuse me. So Joseph, I got really sick last week, man. I got really sick. I thought I had
COVID.
corona. I thought I had the Rona, man. Like, remember when I was recording with you last week and I said, man, I don't feel good. It actually started on Sunday. Excuse me. Excuse me. As you can hear, you know, I'm asthmatic. I'm overweight. And I always get chest infections. And especially when I get a cold, it gets worse. But I got a cold. I felt bad. My body was hurting. I couldn't breathe. My asthma was bad. My wife was worried. Remember, I said, Joseph, I'm down for the count for 2 days. But I bounced back. And I feel good. I'm still got a lot of mucus build up, but I always have that, man. But, you know, along with my campaign of not drinking for the last 5 months, I'm now kind of off soda, which is good. So now it's about, and we're eating healthier at my house because my wife's in the gym. So 2021 is all about getting in shape, man. I don't know what type of shape.
Milkshakes are next on the list, or what?
I don't drink. You know what? They don't make milkshakes here in the Dominican Republic.
Uh-huh.
I went to, like, you go to Burger King and all that stuff, they don't have milkshakes. So, yeah, I mean, I'll save that milkshake for when I get back to America. I can't wait to get back to America and get to some races. All right, Justin, how about you? What have you been up to? You have been building some stuff, you said, man. I've been talking to you, and you've been doing some, besides your YouTube videos, what have you been up to?
I am, well, it's actually for a YouTube video. So
Okay.
I'm building all the 4 10 scale 4-wheel drives that people say are the same. So the X-Ray, Yokomo, Associated, and TLR. Building all 4, and I'm going to test them and find out that are they actually the same. And we'll see who copied who, what's the same, what's different, and which one's the best.
So, how far is the 10 scale track from you?
I don't know, like 15 minutes maybe.
Okay, so yeah, you'd be keeping yourself busy doing 10 scale. That's good. That's good. You need to get some racing. You need to get, you look, like I told you earlier, when I saw you without your hat on earlier, man, you're looking disheveled there. You're like looking like some hermit in his green lab that hasn't come out for like, when's the last time you actually went out of your house, Joseph?
Yesterday.
Okay.
There's no lockdown really. Yeah.
I know, but there doesn't need to be a lockdown. It's winter in Finland. You guys have to stay inside pretty much.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, to be honest.
Does. Yeah, this is your first winter in many years, man. Many years. So, you know, it's something for you to get used to again. Should have hopped on the plane
terrible.
that came on her. Should have hopped on the plane that came on her. You know what, Joseph? Yeah, we might as well just go. I have nothing else to add about this this week. We might as well. Oh, you know what I did see? I wanted to say something. I remembered. I didn't write it in my notes. So I was watching Netflix last week, and it had a series. It has a Netflix series on obscure sports, like a whole 38-minute episode about it. So it had, the first one up was, was when they run down that hill and chase that wheel of cheese in England.
Oh yeah.
So it had a whole 30-minute on that, and I found out that actually they're not actually chasing. They're not trying to catch the cheese. They're trying to see who gets on there first. And it's actually a method to that. And this one guy's won it all these times, and then this girl's won it. So they talked about that. Then it went on to like dog dancing, extreme hairstyling, like on stage, all this different type of stuff. What else did I watch? Yo-yoing, like how big it is. And all I'm gonna say, right, is that yo-yoing is way bigger than RC. But what I'm just saying is that all this stuff was on her, right, Joseph? And I'm saying to myself, you're fucking telling me that nothing that we do in RC can get on her. We are obscure. We are this. We are this. We are that. Like, this would have been perfect for RCGP episode or something to that extent. Here we are. I think we're the most obscure sport in the world. We have to be.
Yeah, probably.
We didn't even get attention from the obscure sports guys. Like, you know, that's how obscure we are.
Yep.
All right, guys. Sorry, my I'm still a little bit sick, so it's coming back up. You know what, Joseph? I think it's time to go on to the Manscaped RC news because we have a lot to talk about, and then we have a lot of questions to get to. So let's get on to that. And the RC news is brought to you by Manscaped.com. Check them out. Go to www.manscaped.com. I definitely need to send one to you for your birthday to clean yourself up because you're looking just, I don't know.
Looking fine.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, you are. That's what you say. So you know what? I'm gonna go to www.manscaped.com. What's your address? Like something like third left from the reindeer farm around the mountain and past the whale factory or something like that. I don't know.
It's by the big rock.
By the big rock. That's his address in Helsinki. So I'm gonna get one sent to you. Use my 20% coupon code, which is you can do by using the promo code no name in all caps, and you save 20% off your order. These are great Christmas gifts, everybody. Get some for your significant other. They're having a sale coming up on Black Friday. Check my Instagram, check my Facebook. You're gonna save even more money if they're Black. What's that, Joseph? Oh,
first race, first win mug.
Nice. Thanks for interrupting my ad read. Check them out. Get yourself a Lawnmower 3.0. Get yourself a men's ball deodorizer kit. And make sure you get some of the underpants. You will want more of this because they are super comfortable. So check them out. www.manscaped.com. Use promo code no name and save 20% off your order. So Joseph, before I get into silly season, I need to hit my inhaler. Oh my gosh.
That doesn't sound healthy.
Breathe, Lefty. I know you're getting excited about silly season, but you must breathe. All right, Joseph.
To be honest, I'm
You're
not
excited. Yeah. Well, you will get excited once we start talking about it and analyzing things. But let's go over some of the notes before we go to that. All right, Joseph. So I asked you about something that caught my eye. Product. Schumacher's mass dampening. I asked you about this. You said you don't know what it is. Do you still not know what it is? Because I did find out.
Yeah, and you know what? I found a video for you because you don't understand what the hell it was.
Well, let's play it because that's how someone explained it to me yesterday with a video. So
okay, so let's watch this.
A tune mass damper, or TMD, is a simple passive device that can eliminate undesirable motion due to resonant vibration within a mechanical structure. Typically, the TMD is attached to a point on the structure where the vibration-induced displacements are the largest. In this case, we have attached the TMD to the end of the cantilevered aluminum beam. To observe the undamped response of the beam, the action of the TMD is negated by the use of a small rubber block or stopper. This effectively turns the TMD off. When the rubber stopper is removed, the TMD is allowed to function. When the aluminum beam is struck by the hammer with the TMD turned off, the excitation of the beam's first bending mode and the resulting vibration can easily be observed, dying out very slowly. With the TMD activated, the vibration is highly damped and the motion dies out in 2 to 3 cycles. Highly effective magnetic TMDs have become
I get it.
with the development.
So
to
how
get
it works,
rid of
like, you know,
vibration.
who actually, can you turn that off? Oh. Who actually showed it to me was Chuck DeBellin. He sent a video because he has them on those little Tamiya 4-wheel drive cars, like they're like slot cars or something like that. But so basically what it is Schumacher's got these weights and they got springs under them apparently. So you're putting chassis weights on your car. They're not just there for weight distribution, but they're also there for extra for this mass dampening effect. And it just makes sense. But they're not sure if it's going to be allowed in RC. Do you think this will be?
Why wouldn't it be allowed?
Because sorry guys, I'm busting out my inhaler here. Apparently, it was Fernando Alonso had it in Formula One, and they disallowed it. So I don't know if it's going to happen. Yeah, you got a picture of the mass dampening effect there.
Yeah, the Schumacher one.
Wow. So
but it's a mechanical device, so
yeah.
I'm sure it's allowed.
They call it in Formula One a driver's aid or something. But this caught my eye because I thought it was interesting. I had never seen nothing about it, and I couldn't wrap my head around the concept until I saw the video. And yeah, do you think this would ever work in what we do in our applications and off-road, or is it just too demanding, like too rough?
Well, I can't see it doing much, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. I heard it's really big in on-road.
For 8-scale off-road.
Yeah. Apparently, it's really big in touring car and I guess 12-scale, to prevent front wheel chatter, I guess. So interesting stuff, but you never know what will make its way into the world of off-road. So I thought that was cool, and I thought I had stumped you on it, but apparently I didn't. So you went and did some research, so that's good. All right, so we did have DNC announced. It is February 19th to the 21st at Thunder Alley, as well as Silver State, which is May 12th to 16th. Let's talk about DNC first. Very late. Apparently, they could not do it at the fairgrounds because it's a public place and all that stuff. So it's good. I don't understand how that differs at Thunder Alley, because Thunder Alley is a playground, is a public area as well. But I guess it falls within some rules or whatever. So it's DNC moving to Thunder Alley. Thoughts on this, Joseph?
I think it's good. He's going to a permanent track.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice, but I don't know. I don't know if they can have the race because of COVID, and I really don't think that there will be international drivers there. I hope so. I would like to go, but yeah, it's looking a bit bad right now.
Yeah, I was even talking to the Viking yesterday, and it's like, you know, he's itching to go racing, and it's just like, it just isn't looking good for 21, unfortunately. And that goes for not just for DNC, but, you know, we can throw RCGP into that, because if I want to be positive, I really want to be positive, and I want to think positive until we know what's going on. But, you know, obviously if the Europeans can't come to RCGP, it can't happen. So, because we need RC Racing TV and all that stuff. I think one of the biggest appeals to me for DNC is that the international drivers do come. So, and it's been a steady supply of them for the last 3 years. So if they're unable to come, for me, it loses just a touch of that glamour, you know, just a touch of that prestige. It's not the race's fault, obviously, but yeah, I'm excited. Thunder Alley is a great facility. It's got plenty of space. I guess people will pit up on the field up there. It's just great. Like, it's a win-win. I mean, if I don't know how they'll do it, but it'll be good for, you know, for Thunder Alley. Obviously, they'll get a new layout. Joey will make his money. People will enjoy it. You know, Degani's all happy because he's like, we get to practice every day before the actual race, you know. So he's all excited about that. So yeah, I think it's gonna be good if it happens. I hope it happens. We don't know what's gonna happen, but right now, for me, I'm positively saying, positive and saying that it's happening, and I hopefully will be there. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll be there. You know what I mean, Joseph? And we can take this what is the dog and pony show on the road again? We need to get back on the road, Joseph, man. I miss it, man. I miss you effing me off about my driving. You know?
I don't.
And then I also miss you almost getting us stranded in the desert because you want to get fuel that's 10 cents cheaper. So, you know?
Wasn't even close. I saved money.
The light was on. The light was on.
The light doesn't mean that you're going to immediately run out.
Yeah,
it's not like, light came on, let's pull over. That's not how it works.
I know that. I know that's not how it works, but it's still sphincter pulsating. Okay, and Silver State, I guess kind of falls under the same rules. It's a little later. It's May, so we'll see how things go. I hope to be at one of these races. I prefer to go DNC, but I'll go Silver State again as long as I can pit outside. Florida Carpet Championships, Joseph, your boy, Born a Crime. Overall, was he the overall winner or second in two-wheel drive stock and first in four-wheel drive stock? Good showing for Matt Gonzalez, man.
I don't know. I don't follow stock.
I don't follow stock either, but I like Matt. And there were some fast dudes in there. Like AJ Marasco is really fast, stock driver from the West Coast. Jay Concepts protege. He went to that track in Florida, man, on carpet and beat all those guys. Like, I think that's good. That's good. He doesn't do carpet racing a lot, you know?
No, he's good. Now he needs to start running more than 8 scale.
Yeah, he needs to run 8 scale. I talked to him yesterday. He said it looks like I congratulated him. He said he'll probably do another year of stock. I guess they want to get they have stock national championships and stuff like that. So, but he's not his thing. Like, yeah, don't worry, Keenan. My goal is to move up to mod. I was like, yeah, of course, you know. And then of course you need some nitro in your life. What's your problem, dude? Hashtag born.
He's like Martin Davalos. He raced Supercross until he was like 45 in the 250 class.
I know. Didn't he go up to 450 once though? Like the last of the season.
Yeah, he finally did. Yeah.
Jeez, he's from Ecuador too. I didn't
Yeah.
realize Ecuador had such a big motocross.
And
culture.
Born a Crime is technically Mexican, so Latin blood.
There you go. Congratulations to him, and of course, Brock Champlin, I guess that's how you say Champlin. Goes on, dominates this race once again.
Hey, what
But
was this?
not
Everyone
without
was
controversy.
freaking out.
Not
Freaking
without
out about
controversy. Did you see the video?
something. Yeah, but it was a shitty video. And
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what happened. He was in for TQ. You saw the line. I want to have the video up here, but it's on my Facebook. I'm gonna see if I can bring it up here. Basically, he was like he dashed over. He came off that jump and just floored it to cross the line, right? Because it was
that's
TQ.
when he was finishing.
Yeah, that's when he was finishing. So he just went boom, and then it hit the pipe, and that freaking 10 scale took off like a land missile. Boom! And I don't know how somebody isn't in the hospital. Like, I don't know if
What did it hit? The fence or something?
No, it went higher than the fence. It looked like it was hard to see, but I don't think it really hit the person hard or something. But man, that thing shot up there, and he got a lot of shit for that. And I wanted to, we have some questions about that, but I don't know what my thoughts are on that. That was careless. I don't know if he thought, I think he done that, but I don't think he thought that nobody would think that car would take off like that, right? But that's part of the danger of this. Like we love this stuff, and we love this stuff, but we have to understand that one of these cars hits us, it's gonna hurt, like or hits a kid or something like that. So, excuse me. Sorry. What's your thoughts on this, Joseph? Do you think what's your opinion on this? Is it driver error? Is it a stupid place to put the loop? Was it just a fluke or what?
I mean, it's a stupid place to put the loop because that's what's going to happen. We know that. It's not a mystery. I mean, yeah. Yes, it's the driver's responsibility, but it's also racing. So you're going to go for it. So if you don't want that to happen, then don't put the loop in a place like that. Just like the Euros one year, they had the loop like right at the end of the straight. So if you wanted to cross the loop, you had to brake. Well, if you wanted to follow the track, you needed to slow down before the loop. So the last lap of qualifying, people would just banzai across, like over the loop, and then brake and like spin out and crash out and stuff. And then they was saying like, oh, we're going to ban that, like you're not allowed. And I was like, how are you going to determine how much someone needs to slow down in a corner? You can't do that. Either you move the loop or you let us do that. So it's ridiculous. Yeah. Let's say that was a race and it was the last lap and that happened. What would they do? Like give him a penalty for crossing the loop too fast? Like there's nothing you can do. It's stupid.
I don't know, man. But I think we need to take consideration into things like that when building tracks and safety, more safety wise, because like imagine if that car would have smacked some kid or some person in their face. Like it would have been like that thing shot off like out of a slingshot. Like seriously.
Yeah, could have been bad. Could have been as bad as COVID-19. I heard it's a scam. I read it on the internet.
All right. So, and Brock Champlin won that. And from my rumors, he's part of silly season 2. I heard he's out at AE. So I don't know how true that is. Yeah.
Well, where would he go?
TLR maybe? Oh, that's not also like we got a whole bunch of silly season stuff going on because you know who else flew onto this race? Your favorite
Tessman.
Your favorite Canadian. The Gord and the Tessman. And
You got that wrong. I'm their favorite Finn. Accuracy
They were in
is key.
they went down to this race all the way down in Florida, buddy. And they were doing some testing after. We all know what that means. We all know what
Negotiating with J Concepts.
Hey, look, man. I have heard so much. I would not be surprised.
Okay, well, the floor is yours. Let's make big screen. Here we go. Let's start.
No, you need to be on this. That's wrong person. So, I know that Tessman was in Florida to test J Concepts tires. Period. That was probably the whole reason he was there. Yes.
How do you know that for a fact? Normally, when you say stuff that you know, you actually have no clue. You've convinced yourself that you know it, and you say it. as if you
No.
know it.
No. This is from reliable sources. Let's just put it that way. We know that Jason has wanted to get Ty and on the team for a long time. It's
How do we
not-
know that?
Because I've been told that many times. Like it's like a common.
By who? By Jason?
No, not by Jason. No. he
Okay,
wouldn't
then
tell
you
me
don't
something
know.
like that. I just know this is what I've been told, man. See, you always doubting my things. Like
I don't know. I don't trust your sources, and I
You
don't
don't trust
trust
my
your judgment. But yeah, I could believe that. Proline, the Ghana did something funny. So Proline was bought by Horizon, and then they basically cut a lot of their drivers, 100% guys, discounted guys, just a bunch of drivers lost their sponsorships.
mhm.
So then Daniel Adams had made a post on Facebook
I saw that.
complaining about how people on the team just left
Mhm.
and they didn't say anything. Like they just left to some other team. And he was complaining about like people leaving and not saying
And then
anything.
Greg said something. I saw what Greg said. And it pissed him
Yeah, and
off.
then Greg commented, yeah, kind of like how you just cut all the 100% guys.
Greg's so savage, man. So savage.
So savage, yeah. But I never got to see it because it was deleted and Greg didn't have a screenshot or anything. So
Oh man, I saw it. I should have screenshotted it. But yeah, I know. I don't know, man. Hey, there's a lot of guys moving in pro line. I guess like the big corporation stepped in and said, no more of these big discounts, everybody. Oh no.
yeah, and they could just easily be like, why are we paying this guy? Yeah, well, he doesn't run a TLR, so we're not gonna pay this guy.
Easily.
That could easily be a thing. And then Ty could be, we're not getting tire money anymore. Let's find another team. So yes, I can see how your rumor could be true.
Well, you know what, man? It's not all unicorns and cupcakes with that though. I'm hearing there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with that situation.
Well, what else? Okay, let's go back to Lefty view.
I can't really talk about that. No, you get back on screen because we want to talk
No.
about you.
Next thing, come on. Next rumor.
Next thing up is obviously, okay, we're going to get into Nemo and Lutz, but next thing up, I'm hearing loud and clear, Mayfield out of Yokomo, right? Now, I looked at Live RC. They said the same thing, but this has gone cold. I know you've asked. He said no. But like what the rumor is that Yokomo is, but we've heard this rumor for a long time. Yokomo is on its last, I don't know how this is possible because they have all these people running Yokomo.
It was. They had new owners or investors or whatever.
Right.
Back when, I don't know.
That was about a year ago. No, it was a year ago.
1 or 2 years, yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was last year. So,
yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that. I haven't heard much about that, but that's what everybody's shouting. They're like, oh, if it's out of Yokomo, it's out of Mugen, and it's going to AE, TLR. And I'm just like, I don't know. This is just
I think
rumors.
it's just people speculating.
Of course.
Making shit up.
But I mean, people, it's fun. This is what silly season's about, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
about
the thing you have to get is, I haven't been following at all, but you remember when I did that silly season thing, I got all of them right, I think.
Right.
I got all of them right, but there were a couple I missed, something like that.
Well,
But I heard a lot more, but the thing is, you have to know which ones are like believable and which sources are like people just make shit up. So that's what you need to learn.
I know, but that's why
some people are just like, they hear someone says something like, I think Lutz could go to JQ. Like they say it at the track, and then someone hears that, I heard Lutz is going to JQ. And then it's a rumor. That's stupid. Some people are like that. But then there are others who base their rumors on actual like concrete things that happen.
Well, that's why I haven't really said nothing much. I told you about the Mayfield thing, and I'm hearing Cavs out at S-Works. It's so much stuff flying around right now. Like, Cav.
Yeah, but
TLR.
those rumors are so obvious. It's like,
yeah, but why
if I had to guess, like, okay, what are the most likely things to happen? Like big names changing, those are the ones I would say. but it doesn't mean that that's going to happen. I haven't heard anything.
Remember, Cav went to S-Works like in January. Was it in January that he finally made his decision when he finally went to him, or like near the end of like? And a lot of these guys let this go until the end of the year. They can't, through contractual obligations, reveal where they're going because they have a 2-year contract. But I don't know. Like I don't think Cav's out of S-Works. I can't see it. Like he's been there 2 years. He's been having some good races. I think he even finished third here at the carpet championships. Won AMS. He's not. Yes, he had the first year was shaky. But this second year, he seems to have done better, I would say. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think so. I'm curious to know that, do these companies sort of reduce the salary of some of these guys? Or do they just keep paying the same, because of COVID and lack of racing and all that stuff? And it's not like they have anywhere else to go, really, some of these guys. So kind of curious.
Yeah, it is. It is very curious. But man, these are all the rumors. These are the rumors, and like everybody's like, "There's more to come. There's more to come." So I'm just kind of sitting back and letting it all fold on in front of me. But the big move was obviously Nemo, Lutz and Nemo splitting up. So this is true because it happened. So this happened Sunday night. The announcement came out, and my phone's been blowing up ever since. I can't say that I'm surprised about it. I cannot say at all that I am surprised.
I said on the podcast that he would be the first one out, didn't I?
Yeah, but he's not. You said out of RC. He's not out of RC.
Yeah, but this is the first step.
I wrote a good blog about it. It may be true. It may be a lot of just speculating. Actually, he just commented on it and said a lot of some truth there, a lot of wrong, a lot of speculation. I was like, oh, that's what it's all about. The big things I'm hearing out of her is S-Works and Kyosho. I have reason to believe that it's one of those two as well because, after the guy Rob Isaac was on this podcast, he's USRC, Fame Wolf, all that. Well, not Fame Wolf anymore, but Way of Life. And he has this series and stuff, and Lutz has been going to a lot of his races. I know that series is affiliated with S-Works as well as Kyosho, and it's not really about a chassis. You can run whatever you want. So I don't know. It's a move. Like for me, if it's one of those two chassis, Kyosho and S-Works, I even talked to Lutz. He will let me know what's going on. But he said, "Don't worry about Keenan. We're gonna have." I like that he's having fun with this because he's commenting on my post. I like it. It gives people something. You know what Silly Season's doing for me? Silly Season's stopping people from arguing about what's going on, the dumb shit that's going on in the world right now, and everybody's kind of focused on this in RC, and I like that. Because it gives something for everybody to come together. This is like the NFL draft for us. So it gives everybody something to be interested in, invested in. If you run for this company, you might think you're getting this guy or that guy. So this is why I like Silly Season. But, excuse me, for me, I think if I was Lutz and if I was between Kyosho and S-Works, I go Kyosho. Because I think Lutz can fill in there as, if I was Lutz, he's what, 30? He's older now. He's like your age, right? Maybe a little younger than you. 35, 36, I think he is. He might be your age, actually. And, he's got 4 children. His racing career, like, maybe he has 2-3 years left in his racing career, I would say. But maybe for me, if I was Lutz, I would go into Kyosho as a team, like he did before, team manager / racer. Build up the infrastructure of Kyosho in America because there is none. And then do 2 years of hard work like that, racing, doing a manager, and then probably fall into a managing role after 2 years, like full-time managing role.
I disagree. I would go S-Works because he's already been Kyosho, and you know already that Kyosho is a dead end. You already know that. So why even go there? And they have an office there, and they have staff, and they have all that shit, and it's not going to change, and it's not going to do anything there. But if he went to S-Works, if the deal is like you say, that it's like through some race series thing, whatever you were explaining.
I don't think it's through that, though. I don't think it's through that. I think he's going to be affiliated with this race series as well. Like, so I think, I don't know all the details. I just know that he's been at this race.
So the thing is that S-Works doesn't really have much of a presence. They have Cavalieri in America, but I mean, who the hell runs S-Works and who sells it and promotes it? Like,
Well,
I don't know.
RC1, they have Tim Lime
Yeah,
as
but-
their manager. But yeah, I get what you mean.
You know, there's not much going on there. You don't see S-Works when you go to the track. So maybe this is like a wake up, you know, and make something happen, not just as a driver, but maybe like a businessman too. And S-Works needs that. So that could be a thing. But
Yeah, I think both.
I
I
don't
think
know.
he can fit into both of those type of roles eventually.
if I'm honest, I think what's going to happen is that he's going to become a preacher, and maybe he'll start a YouTube channel or something like that, and he's going to be a preacher.
Well, there's lots of money in that too.
Yeah, way more than in
RC.
RC.
Becoming a preacher is a lot of money. I like Lutz. I have a lot of respect for him. I will say this. I wrote this on my blog at DNC. I even told you it just felt off. You know, the relationship between him and Billy. You know, Billy's he's emotional, he's passionate, he wears his heart on his sleeve. He will tell you if he's very much like you, but a little bit more subtle. But he does get, I don't see you get upset much, but I see Billy's like me. When you get upset, you know, the forks start flying and, you know, it's animated. And I'm like, hey, calm down, Billy. Like, and it's like, oh, you know, that, and Lutz is completely opposite of that. Like, Lutz is reserved. He's stoic. He doesn't get mad.
He takes it up with God after the race in private.
Oh, just stop it. You see, you always got to take.
I'm just saying, it's true.
You always got to take this road, all right? Because you just never went to church, you heathen.
I've been to church.
You uncircumcised heathen.
That's how I knew that it's not for me.
But anyway, we're not talking about church. All right, we're not talking about church. We ain't touching that. We're talking about Lutz. I think whatever he does, I think he's thinking I hope he's thinking of the future, and he does in a future role. I just think, like, it comes to say, I know people's gonna get upset. They're upset already that I said this in my blog, but you said it too. Lutz with Agama did not really affect sales as much as was expected. Would you not agree? We could say the same thing about Cavallari.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
Maybe it affected.
Yeah, past that time now, because the market is saturated. It's not. It's not enough anymore to just get a driver that get results, and that's it. It doesn't work. Doesn't work.
No, but you know what? I think in this situation, like, obviously, it looks like, I don't know what was going on with those guys, but I can just tell you from my looks at DNC, just felt the word vibe, you know. And sometimes you just don't mesh. Like, you don't mesh. And if you don't mesh, like, you and I are we're very similar, but we're very different on a lot of things too. You know what I mean? But we kind of we connect, like we mesh. And if you don't have that in your team or with people, it's going to be difficult to work with them. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that's the reason, but I just, it started off good for them. 2019 was great for Lutz. Let's be realistic. He won DXR, he won AMS, third at the Royal Nationals, multiple Truggy wins. Really, 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 really good year from 2019. Then under the end of 2019, things start getting a little bit haywire, not doing so good. 2020, he goes to Montpellier, doesn't make it out of the quarterfinals, I think. That's a big blow. That's a big blow. DNC, 19th in Nitro Buggy. That's not good. Then, like, COVID hits, radio silence. Like, you know, he was more about on church and all that stuff and talking about that, which is fine. Little time off from work, spent with his family. Then he didn't go PNB because of religion. You know, just so much stuff involved in this whole situation. But I hope for Lutz. I like Lutz. And we need more. Lutz is a great ambassador to our sport, and we need him in RC. So I'm glad he's not going out of RC right now. He's trying to stay in and do his thing, and he's going to race. And I still want to see Lutz get that victory, that big victory that he deserves. At one point, I want him to be the champion that I know he can be at least once in his career. He has been, but at least once in his career before he ends it. So that's my thoughts on silly season. I got people messaging me now about my blog. I don't, that's how I feel. I can tell you straight up. Cavallari did not affect sales for S-Works in USA yet. And Agama, yes, they sold a few more, but not as expected. I mean, when we went to bigger races, JQ had a bigger presence than Agama at these races. Maybe on a regional level in different areas, yes, but nationally, not as good. But now, her wins. Pay attention. Just look at me. Engage with me. Hello?
I'm fixing the bullshit you did here on the website. Yeah,
anyway, I think both sides win in this situation. Nemo wins. Yes, Nemo's going to get flack. People's going to say, "Oh, let's went downhill or something after, with that car." But people will forget what happened in 2019. They'll just look at 2020. So yes, Nemo will get some flack for that. But Lutz leaving frees up a lot of money for them to send Tyler Jones, Brandon Rose, Steve Harris around America, and money for Billy to put in the camper or whatever and go around and do support. So things will be all right for Nemo. They have money to play with now. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, excuse me.
I don't know if they have money to play with.
Well, you know what I mean.
But they are saving
money
money
to play with, but they're saving money now.
I heard
without
they
having to pay
stopped
a
paying
salary.
lots. I heard they stopped paying lots at some point. So
I haven't heard.
I don't
that.
know.
I have not
Maybe
heard
it's
that.
a bit mutual split.
Yeah, from what I was told, it was Ryan who asked to be released last week.
And maybe if they weren't paying him, like, hey, if you're gonna go pray instead of race, then
No, I think they were paying him, and I haven't heard that they weren't paying him.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they weren't paying him as much. I don't know. I don't know the deals. That's none of my business. I don't really care about that part of the situation. I just want to know where it's gonna go. So I don't know. You'll see. But that's pretty much all the silly season news I have. Like I said, I don't want to talk about like all this type of stuff and like this things that we do here. But here's my thing, Joseph. If Cavs out of S-Works, where does he go?
Well, where does Lutz go? Same thing. I mean, nowhere.
Well, Lutz has got something. That's for sure. We'll know probably later on this week where he's going.
If Cavalieri was, let's say, just S-Works cut Cavalieri, he would have nowhere to go to get a good salary. I don't think so.
Why couldn't he go back to TLR?
Why would they want him?
Because he can still win. Like
So what? They already have a guy that can win.
Yeah, but they want that one.
Just can't
punch.
finish.
They can afford that 1-2 punch. They don't
Yeah,
have
but
that
they don't need it. They feel like they don't need it. They don't want it. They don't want the hassle. Why do they want to spend money and not sell more?
I think we'll see. We'll see. But I think what it comes down to is, and we have a question about this, so we'll leave that to this question. I don't know, Joseph. Silly season. It took a long time to get her, but if floodgates open yesterday, maybe this is just a quick glimpse and that's it. But maybe, I don't know. Still takes time. You still got a lot of time left in this year, and a lot of these decisions go on until the very end of the year anyway. Negotiations started a long time ago, and they probably don't finish till after Christmas, I would say. All right, Joseph. Well, let's move on to. Do you want to go into some of the questions right now, Joseph? I think we should go into some of the questions.
Yeah, why not?
All right, so let's go on to the Beach RC Bench Racing Q&A.
BeachRC.com, the racers' one-stop online hobby shop. Choose from all the popular brands and variety in stock with super fast shipping and great customer service. BeachRC.com still has the local hobby shop feel with all the benefits of the internet. BeachRC.com is the exclusive distributor for Ultimate Racing, JQ Racing, Pro Circuit Racing Tires, Nitro Lux Fuels, and Assault RC Performance products. So fill up your cart and check out at BeachRC.com today.
All right. I thought I had muted my mic. Thank you, Beach RC, for all your support. They have some awesome Black Friday sales coming up this week. Check them out. Please, if you can, use our affiliate link. It helps us out. I got a nice big box coming from Beach RC. I should have it tomorrow. Wee-hee. Bought myself a Christmas gift. That's going to help me. That's something I'm going to do. So thank you to Beach RC, and thank you to everybody. Check them out, please. Joseph, our first question is, hold on, I had it right up here. We have quite a few questions, and of course, a lot of it pertains to probably silly season. But all right, first question from Benjamin James. With RCGP going into its second season, what are your thoughts on a domestic U.S. National Race Series for 8 scale?
If people could work together, then you already basically have one. because the top guys are already going to many of the same races and just decide like, hey, what if we would make this a series? And then you make a website and then it's a series. Then you pool your money and you pay for media to go to those races, and voila, you have a series.
Mm-hmm.
It's not harder than that, but no one's going to do it, and no one wants to share, and no one wants to. I mean,
well,
yeah,
they did it.
it's
with
just
the
as
RC
simple
Pro
as that.
Series. RC Pro Series did it. Carlton Epps did it, but that was one man who went to every race and did everything on his own. RD and Tekno,
everyone wants to do everything on their own, and it's not
Right,
going to
but
happen. Like if
it was,
they could take the existing races and make it a series,
I agree.
they could, and it would be more fun for people to follow, and it would make the season more exciting. Maybe also for the drivers, you know, like these are the four big races that we do a year, and you get points for each one. It would be cool. I think it would be nice.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it'd be good.
It doesn't take much. It takes a website
you know what
and a
it
few
takes?
key people working together, but they aren't going to do that.
That's for sure. So it's possible, Benjamin. And I also think that what USA needs more than anything right now is actually a working, functioning, governing body that does something besides put on a race once in a while. That's my opinion. All right. Mike Walker. Is the win on Sunday, sell on Monday mantra a thing of the past in RC regarding pro drivers? With the arrival of COVID into our lives, will the manufacturers redirect funds into other aspects of marketing to sell their kits rather than paying the pro?
Well, that's funny. I just said that a while ago, that I think it's kind of done. It doesn't work anymore that way. You can't just have a top guy and he wins and then you'll sell kits. It doesn't work. You need the other things too. So yeah, it's 4 things you need, I think. I've said this years ago already for the first time, and we've had 2.5, 3 of them. We've never had 4. So you need a good product. You need, I forgot. What was the second one? I remembered. So you need a good product. Then you need good results. Then you need availability, so people can get it and pricing is good and all that stuff. And then you need a brand that people care about. Mm-hmm. So people need to have an opinion. It can't just be like another Chinese car. It doesn't work. You need those 4 things. So the product has to be good. People need to care about it. It needs to be accessible, available. Mm-hmm. And you need good results. But you need all 4 of those if you want to achieve success in the market today. And if you have 3 or 2 or 1, it's not enough.
Well, I mean, it's pretty proofs in the pudding. Well, okay, we have to understand. You also have to understand. I like to use Agama and S-Works as an example, and we'll use ourselves as an example here. Here we are, like S-Works, big in Europe, big in Asia. Agama, big in UK, a little bit in Europe. Not as big as S-Works, I would say. Big in Asia as well. But I'm not going to say Lutz didn't grow it at all. Yes, they sold more cars in America, but you know, just still not to that read. Like, but I think personally, JQ still has, or probably has, a better infrastructure. I don't know everything that S-Works has or Agama has, but I mean, there's a lot more JQs
than in America.
There's a lot more JQs in America than there was 3 years ago right now. So, you know, it takes that. You need a good team manager. You need good support. You need a lot of this stuff. It's just like, you know, it's a lot of pieces to the puzzle that come together to make people, to make this all work, man. But I still think you still need a driver that wins. When you have all the ducks in a row and you have that, then you got the perfect storm. Then you can go forward. You know what I mean? But if you don't have that, just winning isn't going to make people go out there and buy a car, I don't think, anymore. Unless they already had an eye on that.
So
where would you redirect the money? How would you do things differently? If you was a company?
Well, first, the JQ situation. So, of course, people are going to say, oh, you've never had a good car. Well, that's not true. The Black Edition is good. And, yeah, I don't care what anyone says. That's just how it is. Is it perfect? No. But it's good enough. If Mayfield was running it and winning races, then JQ would be successful in America, like more successful than it is now in America. It just would. The product has been good enough, the availability has been good enough, and people care about the brand. It's a love-hate thing. That's fine. That's better than not caring at all. So the results is kind of the thing that's been missing. And with the results, when you pick the right driver, it helps the image too. So it's the results plus the caring thing about the brand, and boom, then you have something. So every brand is unique in that sense. So the answer isn't the same for each brand. Like I said, if you look at someone like TLR, it's not about results. It's not about results for TLR. They have results. Same for Associated, for example. If they want to sell more, they need to look at something different to that. They need to maybe look at, okay, so we have good drivers, we have good results. Well, let's actually use Mugen as an example. Because Adam just made this video about club racing. So Mugen has a good product. The car is good. Mugen has good results. They have Mayfield and Drake, so they have good results. I think availability in America is good for Mugen. They have Mugen USA. They have dealers, web shops. I don't think there's an issue in buying a Mugen. So what Mugen should focus on, really, if I was Mugen USA, what I would focus on is that fourth thing, which is that people care about the brand. So how do we get people to care about the brand? In Mugen's case, you can't really win much more than what they win. Like, they aren't gonna, oh, well, Mugen won 2 more races this year than last year, and now the sales went up. That's not gonna happen. Or Mugen improved the MBX8 a bit. No, it doesn't need improving as such, you know? The thing that they should focus on is taking care of their customers, customer service, customer support, more and better videos than just like how to use a body clip and blah, 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 basic. Like, make it more in depth. Keep doing videos, but make them a bit better. Help your customers even more, you know? Figure out ways to support the existing customers more, and that way you will attract more customers to Mugen. They have the other things already. They should just focus on how do we make our brand more attractive to people. And that's it. That's where you pour money. That's what I would do.
Okay, cool. Good question, Mike. Good question. Next question up comes from, from Chris Yancey. JQ, please explain why the front right and rear left shock screws are reverse threads, and why do these screws have a tendency to back out with standard threads?
Well, he answered his question kind of in the question, because he asked why do they have it. Well, because they back out. That's the answer. And why do they back out? It's because when the car compresses, the shock ball pushes on the screw. So here's my X-ray 10 scale that I'm building. So the suspension moves. As the suspension moves up, the shock, where is it? Here. The ball in the arm here is pinched between the arm. So
okay, I get it.
It's the ball doesn't rotate around the screw. It's kind of stuck on the screw because of the force of the shock compressing. So this is a rotating motion. And then when it rebounds, that force isn't as hard on the screw anymore. So it rotates around the screw instead. So each time the car lands with a big force, it's rotating that screw. So on one side of the car, it will tighten the screw. On the other side, it will open the screw when the shocks compress. So that's why you reverse it. So when you look at the car always, on the left side, you reverse the screw. So in that motion, it will tighten the screw as the suspension works.
That makes sense. I never even thought of that, to be honest.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. Joey Carlson, when will Anal Beats become a new sponsor of the show? He's talking about my buddy Drew Singer, who called up and said he saw the Cadillac of anal beads next to his truck when he got pulled over by the cops. Too funny. Jonathan Schultz, thoughts on Nitro Challenge venue 2021? I think it's good. Joseph thinks it's good too. Right RC, do you all think S-Works will sign Ryan Lutz? Does S-Works make an e-truggy? Not sure. We talked about that earlier, right? Yes, they do make an e-truggy as well. Patrick Zamora, when do you change diff oils for tuning to a track? Before or after tuning other areas of the car, such as suspension and roll centers? I guess he's trying to figure out, like, when do you touch, like, he wants to know when you want to change your diff settings, after you've done the other settings or when?
I guess it depends on the driver. I would probably do other things first, like pick the tire, set, like basic stuff like camber, ride height, down travel, sway bar, shock oil, like those kind of things first, or toe in or axle height, and only then think about the diff oils. So I would do it after, but maybe some drivers, they start with that. I don't know. It's kind of driver preference.
You're going to like this. You're going to like this question. I know you're going to be all for this. Evan as Osborne, should we get rid of electric classes at large nitro events? I say yes. These are supposed to be support classes, but they have the most interest and take up half the day. Let's have separate events with 1 hour mains and pit stops for battery changes. It would take much engineering to make this happen. Thoughts on this?
Yes, get rid of electric class and just run nitro buggy, open and pro, and truggy, open and pro.
I don't agree with that.
Run a 40 plus main and a junior main.
I don't agree.
That's it. And then you know what you should also do? You know what you should do? You should run an e-buggy separately. No, run the electric classes separately. So the true electric fanboys can run electric. Maybe we would have even more people at races. Oh my God, Joey could make even more money.
You mean like you're an e-buggy specialist?
Maybe he could make even more money. Like 2 weekends in a row, he would just max out the entries on nitro and then max out the entries on the electric.
No, I have no issue with e-buggy being at races. It's a big class. It's a good class for beginners. Let it be. That's how I look at it. No, I'm not big on having 10 scale cars at 8 scale races, because then it dictates track design. So I don't know about that. I mean, I love nitro. I love RCGP that it's only nitro, but I would like to see an e-buggy class too, maybe. Like kind of like how Neo used to do it, nitro and then like 70 e-buggies. So everybody and their mom doesn't run 2 classes and try to get more track time and makes for a longer day. Maybe have e-buggy and I don't know, have it cap it if it's predominantly nitro race. RC Kevin, what's up, buddy? Oh man, the track that he's in charge with is looking awesome up there in Quebec, man. Ooh, they just opened up a brand new track, 10 scale track and stuff, in this big ass facility. It looks so nice. I run a spec class 2-wheel drive. How do you adjust differently from mod, springs, anti-squat, etc.? He says nitro is the glory, but 10 scale is 8 months of the year. So you get what he's asking? He wants to know, how do you set up cars differently between between stock and mod?
I don't know, because I don't run stock. You have to ask #Born a Crime, Matthew Gonzalez. He'll know all about stock.
We should get him on the podcast one day.
Yeah.
You and all 3 of us. So you could give him some
He's stuck on stock. I know that they run all these plastic pink pinions and all. Oh, I've shaved half my diff off to have less friction in the gearbox. And I'm using these MIP plastic puck systems with aluminum dog bones. Yeah, and it's way better. It's so free. And oh my God, shut the F up.
But you're still proud of him this weekend. So stop your noise. Neil Thompson.
Stock.
Neil Thompson. Number one, first question.
Before you go on, it shouldn't be stock nationals. What the hell is that? It should be stock should be novice, rookie. Like I am a beginner. Rookie. I am learning this shit.
Say that again. Rookie?
Yeah.
It's not rookie.
Yes, it is.
It's rookie.
So that's what it should be. There should be no competitive stock racing where they cheat and go super fast. It's bullshit. Slow it down.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think
okay.
we need to
go on.
To slow it down. Actually,
we've been doing this for over an hour and we're on questions. I have work to do.
I know. I mean, guess what? We still have more to do.
Okay, hurry up.
All right. Hold on. Look, calm down, Rupee. Okay, Neil Thompson. What did you and JQ make of the dash of the line to set TQ at all costs? We talked about that earlier on, Neil. Thank you for the question. He says, I'm probably going to need some 10 scale help with this question. Why do all the AE team run the old 6.1 body and not the 6.2 new style body?
Probably because the body gives them more steering in hairpins at super low speed where the body has makes no difference. I don't know. Most likely for some ridiculously lame excuse. Like Rivkin was, he runs Associated, right? Rivkin felt that it was better and mentioned it, and then all the fanboys just run it. I mean, that's my honest answer.
We got spicy pumpkin JQ today. Yeah, he's all spicy. What you drinking there, buddy?
Just a beer to calm my nerves.
All right. We have 2 more Facebook questions from Chuck Harris. What's up, Chuck, up there in the PNW? Would JQ ever sell JQ?
Would I sell JQ? I think I would, but no one will ever buy it.
I wish.
Unfortunately, the JQ name is tainted by me.
Don't say.
Yeah, so it's not valuable to anyone but me. So
it's valuable to me, man.
How is it valuable? So you could buy it.
Oh, I give you $1.
I will take 50 years of your salary.
I wouldn't even be around that much longer, man. I'll be like 92.
Yeah, you won't make it that far. You'll make it like 45 at this rate, but you're trying to bump up the limit. Wow. That's good. Less milkshakes and soda.
If I don't do something, it will be 45.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody buy JQ Racing. I want to get a proper salary here. That'd be great. But have you ever been offered to somebody to buy it? Ever?
No.
Okay. Charlie Mack. He wants an estimated release of the truck. Consider this an invitation to Trugger Nation. Well, Charlie, you're gonna be waiting a lot longer, buddy. Ain't no JQ Truggy coming anytime soon. Probably in 2025. No, not that late. 2022, 3, maybe. You wanna answer that, Joseph?
Know.
You don't know. Joseph doesn't know.
I don't know.
All right. So we have a question from my buddy Sean Rusin on Instagram. He says, silly season just means more work for us. How do you pick a team driver? What do you look for? As a team manager for Call RC, it's always something I think about when at races. You know what? If I had to pick a driver right now to come to JQ Racing, and I had to pick 2 drivers right now. Okay, we would never have 2 drivers. If I could pick 1 driver right now, you know what I'd pick?
Like a top pro that you pay?
Yeah. If I had to pick somebody to drive our cars to pay them right now, I'd pick Seth Van Dalen. I take him, I turn him into Seth freaking Van Dalen, and I would just market him. I would let him. I'd be like, hey man, I want you to get angry. I'm not angry, but I want you to I'm not taking any shit. I'm not scared of anybody. You get on my nerves. Like I would make him not the bad boy, but I would make him like what's the word I'm looking for? Not a heel per se, but I would just make him like that guy that I would just let him be him, like, and just be like, hey man, let's build a character for you and let's get into that. And that's your character. And that's what we do. And he's fast and he's going to be good. He's going to be very good if he sticks with it. And then he could develop him. But I would like to get somebody like Seth Van Dalen and then pair him up with somebody like David Ronnefeld. If I could have 2 drivers on JQ Racing right now, that's who I would pick. Because I know...
I would... Yeah, go on.
I know that David has the professionalism and still young and can still has championships left in him. And I know that'd be good. I know that that's good guidance for Seth as well coming up. And they're going to chase each other. It's going to come to a point where Seth's going to be chasing Runafalk down, and it's going to be a good competition between them. I just think they will, because Runafalk would help in Europe, and Seth, I'd build Seth up in America. If I could sign 2 drivers right now, or even somebody like, I want a young guy, like I want a young, capable, fast guy, because I believe in the youth of the future, and these guys need to get chances. Or even somebody like Tyler Jones, that's who I would sign if I could right now.
I would sign. I know in the past I said Lutz a lot, but he's gone off the deep end, so I wouldn't pick Lutz. I would pick Mayfield. And what I would do is I'd tell Mayfield, look, here's the deal. You need to win a bunch of races, so we're going to make the car work so that you do that. And then also, we need to reveal who you really are. We need to really reveal your personality. So we would do videos, and people would learn to know who he actually is. Mm-hmm. And that would be great.
I agree.
And because he knows a lot about cars, he loves RC, he's a tinkerer, and I think it would be really good. So he would be good for a brand in a variety of different ways. Now he's only sort of good because he wins, mm-hmm. and none of the other stuff, but the other stuff would be very easy to also get out of him and to do if you just do it right. Mm-hmm. I think I know how I'd do that.
Yeah, I think you could do that with him too.
He would basically become this sort of an upgraded Adam Drake 2.0. Adam Drake, next generation of Adam Drake. That's what he would be.
Okay. I agree.
Yeah, man.
I wouldn't go wrong with Mayfield either. I'd let him, I just release the beast, dude. Release the beast.
Yeah, and Europe, I would pick the same as you. Runafalk, he really would be the best.
People be like, oh, you can take Ongaro, but yes, Ongaro wins, but
I think generally I think Runafalk is more liked than Ongaro.
Well, I think it's the language, because Ongaro doesn't really, is nervous. He speaks great English, but nervous about speaking English. Like, I've been trying to get him on this podcast forever. I think if he came on the podcast, we'll help him out.
Yeah, that's some of it, I think.
I think people can't really relate to him on that term because of his English, but he speaks with English, but I know he's just nervous. So
yeah, and also he's such a special case, like special setups, special driving. It's not as relatable for a normal guy also. So with him, you are basically getting the results. And if he's not winning, there's not much value. But Runafalk, you can have value regardless of his results, I think. Mm-hmm. And same with Mayfield, really. But obviously, they would have to, be winning, at least in the beginning. But after that, they could be valuable even after their careers are slowing down and they aren't winning. They are still really valuable drivers to have.
Awesome. We have a couple more questions here. RC Kevin, how excited is Keenan for all of this? I'm super excited. Who will be the winner of Silly Season 20? I don't know. It's not over yet. And he also asked, who is Mayako? We already talked about this. We don't know who Mayako is. We're waiting to find out too. But we'll know. When we know, you'll know. Or the world will know, I guess. But you can go and follow the instructions and win yourself a new car there, Kevin. My favorite.
Yeah, make sure you pick a JQ, by the way. Podcast listeners, at least.
Yeah, help us out here. Enrico Maloney, do you think that EU's restriction is going to impact the nitro scene in Europe if they can't come up with a plan for licenses, or at least leave 16 actual 60? I don't know what that says. 16%, actually 16%. Also, here in Italy, it's an ongoing conflict between two federations, AMSCI, which is still the official one and has the connection with EFRA, and ACI, which is the federation that runs basically most of the motorsports in Italy, and they probably have a bit more money to spend. So I guess, hey, all right, that's the nitro thing. We talked about this last week, I believe. Europe's putting restrictions due to they're scared of terrorists making bombs out of nitro to 16%. I do think it will affect. You know what? People will adapt. If it goes into place, you get a license, we talked about it. If you could get a license when you apply for your EFRA license or federation license, then that would be good. I remember we talked about this. As for the two associations, what's your opinion on this, Joseph? Because I think it's similar. How is it in Finland and the Scandinavian do you have a separate RC association, or are you guys all governed under the motorsports?
Our association is it's part of the Full Scale Car Racing Association, so it's all in the same company.
All right.
I don't know in Italy which one is the new one with the full scale, or the old one was with the full scale. I can't remember.
Well, ACI is the federation which runs almost all the motorsports in Italy. So I don't think they're affiliated with that. AMSC, but see, then they have, it's where AMSCI, which is still the official one. So no, and has the connection with EFRA. So ACI is the federation that has the connection with motorsports and more money. I don't know, man.
Right.
They need to get on the same page. I don't know if the RC scene in Italy is that
whichever the Nicola from Padova, whichever one he's associated with, that's the one that needs to go away, because that guy's an idiot. But
not Nicola, the person in the federation.
No, the Nicola, the Padova owner, the owner of Padova.
Oh. I don't know that dude.
So
don't know him. All right, man. I think
you have to have an Italian on and talk about it.
I know. Maybe we should get Enrico on her. Or maybe get somebody. We get some another time. I really want to get Garo on her. All right, Joseph. You know what? We have to go on to. I think that's all the questions that we have for the Beach RC Bench Racing Q&A. Thank you, everybody. I know I've been rambling on for an hour and 21 minutes. I have to get on to the RC Thought of the Day, which is brought to you by Sun City RC Raceway, home of El Paso's world-famous true old-school motocross-inspired 8-scale off-road track. It has handicap accessibility, cover pits, drop gate starts. This world-class facility has everything needed to give you the professional feel with the amazing country views to match. SCRC has 4 acres of parking with plenty of room for RVs, trailers, and the racing can carry on into the night with a well-lit track and pit area. SCRC is privately owned by the Shawers family, which is Joey, Christian, and Corbin. Great family. Joey loves JQ.
Except the dad.
See what I mean? They love each other. It's something with Joseph's. So it's run by the Shawers family that have 20 plus years of experience in RC. They own all their equipment so they can make track changes frequently, and they even hire professional track builders and RDs for their big races. So go to Facebook, follow Sun City RC Raceway, keep in touch with them. If you're in the El Paso area, go check them out, and hopefully, fingers crossed, and everything that we will be there next March for RCGP.
So you said they have 20 years of experience.
Yes. Joey's been racing for a long time, dude.
Yeah, I know. So my point is, like, they have 5 years of relevant experience. So the kids, and then the other 15 is Joey. So that's like irrelevant experience. You
know what? Joey Shawers is going to slap you with a shovel when he sees you the next time. I'll be like, hey, Keenan, where's JQ? It's right here, Mr. Shawers. Bang! And it's gonna break his shovel because your head's that hard, right? And you're going to be like, oh, I see stars for a minute. And then you and him will be fine. Anyway, guys, check out SCRC. Hopefully, we'll all be there next year. I can't wait. Joseph, my RC thought of the day is, I geeked out over carpet this week. I
already know it.
Track. That was
You're going to go full screen.
I've raced on carpet for a long time. I've raced on carpet in the UK. I liked it. Is carpet the future, Joseph? Is carpet the future of RC? Come back to me, Joseph. Come back. Is carpet the future of RC, Joseph?
You know what? I have a good answer for this question. Why don't you first give your answer? Like, you explain why you think it's the future, and I'll look for the answer for you. Okay?
Okay. All right. So, obviously I'm a nitro guy. I like nitro, and that's my first thing. I love dirt, all that type of stuff. Dirty, messy, nitro racing. I love it. I don't want it any other way. I like it. My 10 scale racing, if I was to do it, I'm a little bit of snowflake-ish. I got to do some carpet racing, AstroTurf racing in England, and I liked it. It's plug and play. Obviously, there is more setup to it nowadays and all that stuff. But I mean, I think that for newbies, carpet is the way to go. For beginners, it makes things a lot more forgiving. For track owners, it's easier. It's just easier. Like, you ain't gotta break in tires and do all this type of stuff. And I mean, you can put your car on carpet, and it's gonna have traction and all that stuff. And new people will learn. The problem with that is that you get used to racing just that, and you don't get to race on other surfaces, so you suffer. So I don't know. Is carpet the future for growing our sport? Possibly.
So you know what I think?
What do you think?
How about new?
That's what I think, Keenan. How about no? It's not the future.
You're enjoying all this. Yeah, it's good. It's so fun when we have video. We can do things like this, isn't it? I think I don't know, man. It's growing. It's growing in America, dude. It's growing so fast.
Carpet is maybe in America they'll achieve the same as we have here in Europe, like with the EOS and all that stuff. So wintertime, then carpet racing is the big racing, you know. But like in California, why the hell would you want to run on carpet?
No, well, obviously not there.
You know,
it is what it is, man. I think it's gonna become more mainstream, and people just have to accept it. And I think, like, I don't want to go to races and have to sand on tires and all that stuff, and do all this craziness to race, man. I just want to go, and I think people's gonna enjoy that, and I think that's gonna get new people in, and hopefully that branches them out into other things, like, you know, into dirt, into nitro, obviously. You know, I'm trying to help them to go nitro, but I don't know. I think it is the future. I think we're going to see a lot more of this. And I don't know. That's just my thought of the day. Like, coming from an 8-scale nitro guy, what did you think of that track in Florida, Joseph? I thought it was bad.
actually, I have to be honest, it looked really good.
Yeah,
So it looked way better than all the EOS tracks. That's for sure.
It looked really good. And it's so much you can do with these tracks. And like I saw in England, you could basically just, for clubs and stuff like that, roll out your AstroTurf, put on your tubing, your piping, and then build your rostrum, and you got a racetrack in an hour, and it turns on even quicker. So
Yeah.
I think to grow the hobby, it's a good thing, and needs to happen. Obviously, it's a bit, because look, J Concepts has his own carpet series, so they think it's a good idea too. Obviously, yeah, they sell parts and stuff, but tires, but yeah, I think it's just easier for new people to get the hang of it, I think. And it can be raced all year round.
I don't know.
So that's my thought of the day. Sorry, guys. I'm really got a cough today, dry throat, all that type of stuff. I do apologize.
Probably COVID, to be honest.
Are you trying? Do you wish me to die, Joseph? I'm just got a cough. It's dry. I'm right over.
Yeah, let's hope you don't have it, because you are definitely in the risk.
I'm definitely at high risk from dying from COVID. And I don't, trust me, no disrespect to anybody that's passed away from this. I do not want COVID. I want to live for a very much longer time. I want to be, you know what, Joseph? I want you to collect 50 years of paychecks from me. There we go. So.
Okay, I will.
All right, anybody? No. I'm only joking. I do not want you to collect paychecks, but I want to live 50 years from now. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you guys think. Is this the way? Is carpet the future? What's going to happen? Yeah, I don't know. Thank you, Sun City RC, for your support with this. Check them out. Everybody, we're going on to the interview with George Coleman. He's from Malaysia. It's all about Malaysian RC. I forgot to say that in the beginning of the podcast, so I was so excited about silly season. But thank you, George Coleman, for your time. It was a great chat learning about Malaysian RC. I hope you guys enjoy it. And Joseph, I'll be back for the rant. You and I will be back.
I won't.
You know what? Enough of you. You know what? Let's run Tekno. Thank you, Tekno, for bringing us the main interview.
Tekno RC.
Tekno RC is a premium manufacturer specializing in 8th and 10th skill high-performance off-road RC buggies and trucks. Visit www.teknorc.com for a complete catalog of their products. Tekno RC. Excellence in engineering. Hashtag Tekno Takeover.
One. So joining me this week is a man that's actually 12 hours ahead of me. What's been amazing in RC is the people that I've been able to meet around the world, and even what I still find shocking is that people still listen to me ramble on for hours from all over the world. I've gotten to know people from all over the world and talk to them, know their stories, and I like to find out what's going on in their region RC wise. So we have a JQ race in Malaysia. He's named Adam Fikri. I always pronounce his name wrong. Yes, I talk to his father quite a lot. We've become good friends, and he's always talking about George Coleman. So I wanted to get him on. We could talk about RC in Malaysia. He's got a cool story how he got over there. He's a Kyosho man. You guys know how I feel about Kyosho, but it's all right. I'm only joking. Welcome, George. How are you, man?
Not too bad. How are you doing, Lefty?
I'm all right, man. I'm just chilling. It's 9 o'clock in the morning for me here. It's 9 o'clock at night for you. So thank you for your time. I appreciate it. And welcome to the welcome to the No Name RC podcast, man. For those that don't know, George lives in Malaysia. He's very involved in the Malaysian RC scene, and I like to learn about and RC scenes because RC's. I always say RC is small, but it's big. It's done all over the world. We just don't know where it's done. So, George, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from originally, and how did you get over to Malaysia and end up living there and getting into RC?
So, well, originally I'm actually from South Wales in the UK. So I was raised in Wales, although I've forgotten all my Welsh. I used to be able to speak Welsh. When I was in school, I'd speak Welsh. When I was at home, then speaking in English. So I've forgotten all of that. So I lived in the UK until I was around 18. Then after that, I kind of moved around a bit with my work, which is in the oil and gas sector. So I lived in Spain for some time. I was there before I came to Malaysia, and then I was asked to do one job in Malaysia, which is over on the east side of Malaysia. So I went over there. It was only supposed to be for like a couple of months, and actually I saw the place. Some nice girls around and things, and the beer's good, it's cheap, and it was just very, very nice people to meet with. And so I ended up just staying. I never actually went back. I think I went back for about a month just to go and sort out all my stuff I had.
Really?
But that was it. Yeah, I just ended up staying. That was almost 20 years ago now.
Wow. Wow.
So I've lived longer in Malaysia than I have anywhere else in the world.
Our stories are very similar. I moved her to the DR when I was in 2006, but I had been traveling her since 1995. Always dreamt of living her, but after my accident, I've been living her since 2006. Life's been an adventure. It's the same thing. Like I came down here, fell in love with the country, like beautiful women, cold beer everywhere, just a free life, freedom. Like, you know what I mean? Just a whole different style of life altogether. And I've adapted pretty good, and I love it here.
Yeah. I've been seeing some of the pictures you've been posting.
Oh yeah,
there's some mad stuff that goes on over there, right?
Oh yeah, that's not even half of it, man. It's crazy over here. It's the Wild West here.
Yeah.
So I get it. We're very similar. Like we lived in different countries. I think I'm going on 16 years living here almost. Yeah, 16 next year.
Yeah.
So good stuff, man.
Did you learn the language?
I do speak Spanish, not perfectly, but Dominicans speak very, very fast, very slangy Spanish. Like a lot of people think Spanish is all the same, but it's like English. In different countries, they speak it differently. I like to relate that Dominicans speak Spanish like Jamaicans or people from the islands speak English with accent, very, very slangy, patois. And it's very fast. So I understand it. I can talk it. But say, for instance, if it's somebody from Spain or somebody who speaks it properly, I can understand them perfectly. They may not understand me perfectly, but the good thing is my Spanish has helped me out in my jobs that I've been to. So, I've worked around the world as well in the tunnel industry. And in each job that I've been to, I've had to use my Spanish because there were guys there that spoke Spanish only. So it's come in handy.
Yeah.
So 20 years in Malaysia.
Yeah.
You still working in the oil, the oil and gas sector of
yeah. So
in Malaysia?
I've still got the company. It's actually my father's company. My father actually, around 5 years ago, he moved back to Europe. So I'm still looking after the company out here.
Nice.
So still doing that. Then motorsports as well. So I've got a little corner in for the motorsports. So I've got the workshop, and a friend of ours has got the dyno machine and things in there. So I keep that going. Also, then with the RC stuff. So I'm the distributor for Reds in Malaysia as well. So yeah, keep myself busy with everything.
Yeah, you got to send me some pictures of the shop, man, with the car you was telling me about. You have a Sky, what was it, a V?
Yeah, V35 Skyline. It's actually in the US. It's the Infinity G35. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I understand what it is now.
Yeah, that's not in my shop at the moment. I've got that in my front. In my car park space. That's what I'm working on at the moment. Staying at home, just on my own,
right,
and working on the car.
So what was it really like? I know you said it was a really good life, but what's kept you in Malaysia all these years? It's something that uniquely that you like that keeps you there.
Actually, to be honest with you, I've never had anything that's tied me down, and it's never been getting married or anything else like that. It's more because I've got the company is here, and I've been working with the company, so I've always just stayed here. And the people that work with us, they're just awesome people, and I don't really want to let them down or anybody else. And so I think that ties me here more than anything else. But the people are really friendly around here. I mean, you get your crime and things like you do anywhere, but it's not as high. I mean, if it was in the UK, I think it'd be a lot higher. But you don't see any problems here. See some arguments and things, people being silly.
Yeah. Do you speak the language?
Boleh lah. Saya boleh cakap bahasa Melayu. Kalau tak boleh banyak. Yes.
What do they call their language in Malaysia? Is it just Malaysian?
It's bahasa Melayu.
Bahasa Melayu. Okay.
Yeah, Melayu.
Interesting, man. I mean, I think one of the key things also when you move to a country that's not yours, I find a lot of people, they like to, or they want to, like, I think Joseph suffered from this when he went to Philippines, and I told him, you gotta, it's different. It's different. It's third world over there in the Philippines, a little more laid back. It's very similar to the Dominican Republic. And I said, you got to think like you do in Europe, but you got to learn how to adapt to how things are really done.
Yeah, definitely.
And I had to do that too. And when a guy tells you his comment in an hour, it really means 2 or 3. And, it's nice when he does come on time, and he just couldn't adapt to that. And I think a lot of people that move to foreign countries or countries that they're not used to growing up in, if they can adapt to the culture, but still maintain, like that thinking like, okay, I know back home, this is the way things are done, but here, this is the way things are done. So I think once you master that, it becomes a lot easier. It's
a lot easier when you do get into that way of life. You're never going to change how the way of life is here. And I see so many expats that are over here, and they expect it to be done the way it is in Europe or something, and it doesn't happen like that. You just got to expect it.
And that's why I got away from Bermuda and all that type of stuff, because things are done differently here.
Yeah, definitely. It's really different. Most of my friends are all Malay.
Yeah,
they're all either Malay, Chinese Malay, or Indian Malay. So a lot of them, I always move in them circles.
Awesome.
And so it does make life a bit easier.
And it's good to learn the culture of the country that you're living in, and adapt it somehow and understand it, because then you can just understand the people a lot better and just how things work. So awesome job and adapting to that. So RC, dude, you
got to learn the languages.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's very important. I know people live here 20 years and they can't even speak.
Yeah, sorry, go on. Yeah, if you go into somebody's country try and put the effort in. You don't have to speak the whole language, but they enjoy it when you try and speak another. You try and mix it.
Yes, I agree. We're very similar in that extent. Like I have a buddy, he speaks perfect English, but I always speak to him in Spanish. And it pisses my other buddy off who comes on here to visit. And he's like, "Why are you always speaking in Spanish?" I said, "It's just normal. I said you should learn some Spanish." All right, man. Sounds good. I hope to visit Asia one day. Malaysia's definitely on the list. I like to go to like Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines, and do that all in one go.
You got some good countries in there, yeah. Indonesia, you can't miss out Indonesia.
Really? Okay, I gotta check it out.
No.
I'm not scared to go anywhere, man. I travel anywhere. All right, so we brought you on here because you're really big into the RC community in Malaysia. You're good friends with Mick Craddock. I like Mick a lot. He's been on this podcast a couple times. I enjoy his banter and good.
He's all right.
I call him Captain Kai. Hey, if it's man, he is Kyosho for life till death. So. I love it. You don't see that. You don't see that. You do not see that much in life, especially in anything in life. Is somebody sticking with a brand for so long, and he's been there for all that time. And
that's one of the things I love about Mick. You know, he's Kyosho through and through. I mean, my car, I've always been Kyosho. I've never stepped away from Kyosho. I've got a couple of other car brands because Kyosho haven't had a car for it. But it's no, I've just been Kyosho all the way. I started when I was I must have been about 7 or something.
Really? So how did that start for you? What was your first exposure to RC?
It was actually it was a Christmas present, I think, from my father. He got me my first kit, and
remember what it was?
It was the Radar. I actually went through this with Mick a few months ago. It was the Kyosho Radar. It was a 2-wheel drive buggy.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's going back a long time. Then,
yes. So you was definitely Kyosho from the start. First car ever, Kyosho.
Oh yeah.
You Kyosho. Oh man, I love it. Just no good back. Let me get one thing straight.
Kyosho, you never go back.
I don't dislike Kyosho, but my long life dislike for Kyosho is that my buddy used to race it and Kyosho and Mugen used to battle back in the day. They were the only 2 decent cars. But I'll be honest, the Kyosho car was way better, and the Mugen just was trying to catch up. But I like to be in the underdog, and he would beat me. He was a better driver. I was a better mechanic. He would beat me if he was faster. I would beat him if he had a mistake. I could get him on a day, but it was just Kyosho versus Mugen. So it's always been a long-standing rivalry for me. And I always talk crap to Kyosho drivers, but you can't argue if they're.
We all talk crap.
You can't argue with their record, man. And unlike Joseph, who says they're going to go under, who still thinks they're going to go under, I don't agree with him. I think Kyosho is killing it with the Mini Z, and I think it's really killing it with the Mini Z and everything else that they do. So all right, so you get your first car. It's an RC car. Did you ever do any racing while you was in the UK, or did that start when you came to Malaysia?
I did very minimal racing when I was in the UK because I had no one around because my mother and father had separated. My father was always in the offshore industry, so it's very hard trying to get to races and things. It's not like now where you can get grab and things. It's very easy to get around these days. So it was. I only did a very little bit. I think I did probably about 1.5 years. I think that was about it. And it was actually. What we're talking about, Mick, was a friend of his, Stuart. I used to go to his model shop, which was many years ago in Stevenage, and that was where I used to buy all my parts. And I used to live.
Really?
We didn't actually know that until I was around at Mick's house when we were talking about it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Small world. It is. It's a very small world. But, so the racing really didn't start for me until I came to Malaysia.
And how did that happen?
Because my son, who lives in Indonesia, my stepson, I wanted to get him a car or something just to do some father-son sort of things. And I thought, well, if I've got him one, I better get one as well. And he was doing okay. He was living in Malaysia with me for a while, and he started with the racing, but then he found all the girls and the the shopping and the malls and things, and so like, right, okay, that was him away, and I just continued on with the racing. And
so How long has it been since you? When was that? How long ago was that?
So I think seriously started racing was probably about 5 years ago.
Okay.
I was always into the cars and things and airplanes and whatnot. I'd probably fly a lot more airplanes while I was in Malaysia with my father. But the cars was probably a bit more serious. Was in what was that? It must have been 2015 because I went to the Worlds in 2016. So I think I'd started just before that. It was around 2014.
Oh, you got the bug and it bit you hard. I know all about that.
Oh, it did. Yeah. Then because at that point I started to hang around with a couple of the guys, and then we got the Malaysian 6 or 7 time champion David Lim. So I got to talking with him, and he started then training me and teaching me how to do things and how to properly maintain the car. I was always struggling with that sort of side of things and how to glue the tires. So he's been traveling with me for a lot of years as my mechanic.
Nice.
It's quite funny actually because he's a far superior driver to me.
Does he still race?
He doesn't. He did race earlier this year, of which I was trying to beat him, but I lost position due to a flame out, I think it was. But so he doesn't race so much now. He does it just as a hobby. Just if he's got time, then he'll come down and drive the car and do some testing. He sells a lot of the products for like UR and things, and helps me out with the Reds. His tuning's a lot better than mine is.
I wasn't aware that hiring mechanics for racers was a thing until in Asia until I was talking to Bro, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna hire this mechanic. You don't see that much, like in my. Yeah, obviously the top guys may have mechanics, but I understand it.
It's nice to have the mechanics, but it's not needed. I mean, I'll try and persuade people not to get the mechanic,
right?
Because you got if you work on the car, you know exactly that it's right. I've been working with David for such a long time, and I know that his work is very good. I know that he's very detailed. And when you're running like maybe 2 or 3 classes, some days I'll be running 3 classes or something. Yeah, then you need some help with that to make sure. Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
But I don't like it when the new guys come in and say, "Oh no, I need a mechanic because I can't do it." Well, if you don't do it, you're never going to learn how to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So so having a mechanic is very nice. But I know Akil. Yeah, he does need some help sometimes. Really nice guy.
He does.
And I know he does because I tell him. Yeah. I've got absolutely no qualms about that at all because he's done a fantastic job with Adam. He really has.
He is. Adam's really good. He's a very well-spoken. He doesn't speak much, but Bro is good people. I like talking to Bro. I have to explain some things to him sometimes, but good dude, good people.
No, he is. He's a good guy. Very passionate about what he does. Always willing to help people out, and he's actually, when we were doing work on the track, he's the only guy that'll come down and volunteer. Everybody else, if you want help, you have to try and drag them.
Also, in my travels working, I've gotten to work with a lot of Asian people who like Asian workers who have, they're away from home for many, many years. So we've talked about that. I understand that, especially working in the tunnel. Like you would see it too in your industry as well. People being away from home for people don't understand 2 years. And I know that's the type of life he kind of lived just talking to him. And I understand that. And he's just enjoying life with his family and his kids. And he's doing a good job of raising them. Nice, very nice family. And I wouldn't have known anything about Malaysian RC had I not met him. So let's talk about that. Malaysia RC, not on the radar of many people. Unfortunately, RC in Asia isn't really on the radar of many people. I mean, if it isn't obviously maybe Thailand and Japan and Australia, but I like to learn about different countries.
I think the RC in Malaysia, I mean, we've suffered. I think we suffered quite a lot with it in the last sort of 3 or 4 years.
Why would that be? What's the reason for that?
No, it's just I think it was the people that were coming in. They were trying to help. They were trying to do the right thing, but inadvertently did it incorrectly. We lost one track, which was our main track, which is the track that everybody knew, 3 Stone Park, and it was it was a really good layout and things, and you know, nice big area. Drainage was good, and driver's stand. It was a really good setup, and we did try saving that, but we've lost that now. So there's not many tracks left.
How many do you have?
I think we got one down in the south. We got one in the north, maybe two in the north actually, and then in central we've only got one.
Where are you located? In central or?
I'm central. I'm
Okay.
central. Just outside
So
of
what's your track
Boston.
called there in where you are?
So our track, which is about an hour away from me, depending on how fast I'm driving. But that's Putrajaya. It's P6. It's actually very close to the airport. So it's a good location actually for the airport. It's very close. It's about 20 minutes away. There's hotels and things around there. So if I'm going for a race weekend, I'll just go and stay at a hotel. Just
Right.
Make
a weekend out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, just make the weekend out of it. Go down on a Friday night and come home on a Sunday. Yeah.
Okay.
But that track that's been looked after by the URCC. It's the United Radio Control Car Club.
That's
so
Malaysian Federation.
It's under the Malaysian. Yeah.
No, but is it the association for Malaysia, or how does that?
No, that's just the track. That's
okay,
just
like a club. Okay, I got you.
Club. Yeah, it's just a club.
Okay.
So that's the main one that we got now. So I try and help out these guys as well as much as possible. Funding is most tracks will have. Funding is very difficult, and trying to get things organized. But the track, the guys are putting in a lot of effort to get it all working properly. And you know, we would like to try and do some races for a lot of the Asia guys and things for
like an international Asian race. Get the Australians up there. Get the Thais over.
Yeah. So we're working towards that, and it's getting there. But there's the safety side. We just need to get a bit better on that. We had Mike. Sorry, we had Mike Craddock out here.
Oh, is he?
What's that? He came out earlier this year, January.
Yeah,
he came out in January. Yeah, he came
okay.
out in January, and then we went up to Vietnam. But so he came out. He said, "No, the track's really good, very good." So everybody was pleased, to have somebody like Mike coming out and say, like, this is fine for racing with, and it is. But it's that first impression. I strongly believe it's that first impression, because if you're going to show something off, you want people to come back. You want it to be a track where they say, "That was just awesome. Right, I want to come back here and I want to race again." Yeah.
Make it nice. It's in a tourist area. It's perfect. You can make a vacation out of it. And
it's not so much in a touristy area. I mean, it's a very nice lake and everything around it, and there's other things to be done. And Kuala Lumpur's only like 30-minute drive away. So yeah, the tourist side of it, yeah, you can do all of that. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. And that's the track that I saw you do the walk around with the drone, correct?
Yeah, that was me playing with my drone.
Yeah, I gotta learn how to do that myself.
I'd been pushed by one of the drivers here, Alfie, to get this drone. He said, "All right, you got to get this drone. Right, okay, I go." And I'd finished work for the day, and I thought, yeah, I'll try this tracking, and it worked out quite well. It was really nice.
Yeah.
And then edited the video a bit. I was just down there. It took me about 5 minutes to upload it. I don't think I've got so many hits on a video.
It was cool.
But it was good. So yeah, building the track. It was the first one I've ever designed. It was the first one I've ever built, and it was really good fun. I had the Bobcat down there. Actually, Akil was down there and doing the work, and he tried to drive the Bobcat and tip it over. Almost a heart attack. Oh my gosh. Oh, it was. But he put the effort in. A lot of the guys. We did make some mistakes on that track, where it was a bit difficult for the mechanics to see. So I think once we get out of this, at the moment we're on the controlled movement lockdown. So once we start to be able to move around again, then we're going to just change a few bits on the track.
Sweet.
And try and get it back working again. Yeah, we're trying different materials and oils and.
The oil seems the way to go, man. They're doing it they've been doing it in England forever, but a really good example is the track in Australia, Pine Hills. They've been using the oil. Hearts uses the oil, obviously.
Yeah, I spoke to the guys down in Pine Hill about the oil, how much they needed, and everything. It's they were very helpful. So we're gonna be trying a few different things. We've tried the molasses, and that worked actually quite well.
But it kind of washes away, right?
Well, no. I spoke to Edward So over in the Philippines, and I had a bit of a discussion with him. How does he do it? And there's a bit of a long process to it, and a lot more work. But it doesn't just simply wash away. It's how you apply it. And if you just lay it on the top, the rain comes, and it's gone.
We did a glue track here, and it was a smaller track, and it used like a white limestoney type of sandy. We call it caliche here, but it's like a limestoney type of. And it's got a little clay and stuff in it, but it was, when it dries out, it's dusty. And man, he put a mix of like Elmer's glue. He would buy it not Elmer's, but white glue. You mix that with water. You break it down. I think it was like 3-to-1, and then add like some vinegar and just spray it all over the track. Let it dry. For the first couple of runs, it's super high traction, but as it breaks in, it gets some rubber and it starts to. And when it rains, it's like just drifting, and it doesn't ruin the track. Like you can just sweep the water right off it, and but it does wear away. You have to apply it maybe every few months or whatever. But yeah, I get it. For rain and all that stuff, you want to try and keep the track as pristine as possible.
That's what they were using, that sort of stuff in Vietnam, the glue, and that was pretty good.
David's track.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's David's track. I think he goes there a lot. David, Vietnam. There's two David Lims.
Oh my gosh! Well,
there's David Lim Vietnam, who is actually originally from Malaysia, and then you got David Lim Malaysia. Yeah.
Right. David Lim lives in Vietnam. I call him Crazy David. Is definitely a character. He is.
He's a character.
I know he sends me pictures of his parrots and all this type of stuff, and he's into RC boats. It's definitely unique. Good dude though. It's so funny how we're so far apart, but we kind of know the same people. Amazing. RC is so small. So a little brief history on RC in Malaysia. Like, how long has it been there? Who's probably the fastest driver they have produced? I guess it's David Lim, because I've heard his name come up. And to what level was the top Malaysian driver? What level did he get to on the world scene?
In terms of RC in Malaysia, it's been going around quite a long time, actually. I mean, I hear stories of the guys. They were, they tell me the stories of when they were just racing on bits of grass. And, they just made some jumps out of bits of wood and things like this. And how everybody's got it so easy these days, and how it's so nice it is these days. So it's been going on a long time. I think David Lim has been probably been racing since late 90s. Okay. And a lot of the guys were around that sort of time. So it's been around quite a long time, and it's just been passed on. There's very few people of them old-time people that are still around. They've all sort of like moved on or doing other things. Danny Tay, who was quite famous over here as well. I don't know whether you heard with him, but Danny Tay, he was really good for the RC scene. Okay. He was a lot like JQ. I think the
really?
both of them have the very same sort of character. It doesn't matter. It's just if that's what's on my mind. That's what I'm saying.
An Asian version of JQ.
It is. It's an Asian version of JQ.
Oh my gosh! I don't know if I can handle that.
but really nice guy, and he really did put in the work and the effort for the guys here. He was the one who actually helped me to keep things going. Okay. He trained me up for a while. So yeah, for the old timers, there's not many of them left now. It's all sort of like new people. Over the last 5 years, it's been amazing how many new people have been joining in. Whether they were bashers or things. And then
how many people do you get at a race?
Well, now we've built it up quite well. I think over the last 2 years, it seriously died. We had something like around 30 drivers, 20 drivers, about 2 or 3 years ago. And now we're back up again. Now I think we've probably got around 80.
That's good.
80 drivers, which is really good. The EP scene has really taken off.
Really,
which surprised me, which has been good for the 8th EP. So the guys are really enjoying that. You know,
Electric e-buggy for my American friends. Electric e-buggy is called EP.
EP, electric powered.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll speak proper English.
hey, say aluminium. Aluminium.
Aluminium.
Yeah. And say battery.
Battery.
I love it. That's the 2 words. Aluminium and battery.
Well, US is aluminum, isn't it? Aluminum.
Yeah, I say aluminum and I say battery. I say them both, but it's funny.
Yeah.
That's good. So you out of David Lim and Danny Tay, who would you think was the fastest who made it to the higher level?
Oh, definitely.
Who was the highest level of racing? The highest driver, like when I started about 5 years ago, David Lim, he was the guy. He was always on top. He'd been kicking like Danny's butt and everybody else's butt for a long time. Okay.
Since then, I think the fastest driver, if you look at the points at the moment, fastest driver is always Baby Boy, Jade Lim.
Okay.
He's a really fast guy. He's won the on-road as well. I think it was on GP. He won the GP in Malaysia for Femca. And so he does really well. A lot of people struggle to keep up with him.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't necessarily say he was the fastest. He was very consistent at a high speed.
Okay.
Then we got Mizan, who's a very good driver as well, very consistent. Loves driving the what do you call it? Not EP. What do you call it?
E-buggy.
E-buggy. Okay, he enjoys driving the e-buggy. Then Adam actually started around the same sort of time as me, but he just being a younger kid, his reactions being a lot faster, he just took off ahead of me. So Adam is just, I think he would do really well if he wasn't getting so many failures with the car.
Yeah, I've been through this with his father.
Yeah, and but he knows it, and they're working on it and trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so I think Adam's got a really good shot of being able to beat Jade.
Yeah.
But he needs to put in that time, put in the practice, and his mechanic needs to pick the ideas.
Hey, that's where the race is won, on the bench, man. When is you guys' next race?
We've had to postpone our nationals now 2 times, so I think our next one is probably going to be in January.
Okay.
The way things are going here.
All right.
But I want to try and finish out the season. So I actually organise all of the national races. I'm actually I got named the president for RC Malaysia.
There you go. I was about to say how involved are you, but there you go.
Yeah.
You are the president.
RC Malaysia, so I get to sort of things out of that. But I'm trying to focus a bit more towards the on-road now.
Really?
And trying to get to know the guys in there, because the on-road track for me is like 10 minutes away.
Is the on-road scene big there, or is it a little bit smaller than the off-road?
I think it's a little bit. It's still good from what I see, but I think it's a little bit smaller than the off-road.
Okay.
A lot of people still prefer the.
It's more expensive, too. I would say, and I remember Bro dabbled in it a little bit last year, I think, and Adam raced it. Yeah, well, yeah, I think Adam raced it for a couple of races, and he was telling me, "Oh, it's so expensive, tires and engines." I say, "Yeah, it's different." But yeah, I like on-road too. That the GP is so fast, man, so fast, so awesome. I know it's big in Asia. I think it's Europe and Asia are the biggest locations for the on-road scene in RC right now. Good stuff.
Yeah.
You're gonna like that. You're gonna be going through engines. You're gonna be like, you're gonna have about 5 engines just for on-road. I can see it.
I'll just be on the phone constantly with Frederica. Send me another.
There you go. All right, let's talk about a little bit about RC in Asia. You've been fortunate to travel around. It is split up. I kind of wanted to know where Malaysia. I'm sorry, where does Malaysia kind of stand? I think, like in the rankings of countries in RC right now, compared to the other Asian countries.
Where do we stand? I'll tell you what, it's been so long since we've been, because we haven't been able to do any sort of race or anything this year neither. And I missed last year's Femca race because I was over at where was I? I was over in the UK. I was doing a race there for the
EXR.
Yeah, DXR, and it was just too close. So where we actually rank at the moment, I'm not too sure, but I think we would rank sort of middle of the pack sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're the fastest guys yet. I think we've still got a lot to learn. But I definitely don't think we're the slowest group out there.
Okay,
Yeah.
who do you think? Okay, aside from Australia, because Australia, like we know Australia, they have Kyle McBride, they have Alex Bernard-Zek. We've had Australian guys in there, so I'm not including Australia. I want to deal with just the mainland Asian companies, including Philippines, any countries like that.
Yeah.
Who's producing the best quality? Who's got the best RC scene and producing the fastest races in mainland Asia right now? Would you say?
Well, I think that was going to be a tough question. To be honest, I think that's a bit of a difficult question to answer.
Because like Thailand, it was big. Japan seems big. I know but I think Japan's kind of like on the level of maybe Thailand, I would say, because there's a couple of good guys from Thailand that do really well at the Worlds too.
There's some good guys there. There's some good guys in the Philippines as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a hard question, man. I would have to say Japan. Because they got like Noato and Masami and all that there.
I think you might be right with that. Even because Korea,
Yes.
you've got some good drivers in
Yes.
Korea. You've got some awesome drivers there. But
Kevin Lee, I think his name is. He drives for Agama. He's really good.
yeah, you got Kevin Lee. Then we got Danny for Kyosho. He does pretty well. Yeah, but I think Japan may not. Yeah, I think that would probably be a good hazard. A good guess would probably be Japan.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. That's a really good question because it's kind of similar to. I like to call it's similar to South America, where it's big, but each country was just at a different level than the other. So, like for me, Argentina was at the highest level. They've produced really like the guys I saw there. 2 guys there that were fast. They were fast. Brazil, I would say, was second. And then Colombia third, and then you had like Bolivia, Ecuador. Then all the smaller countries where ours was a little smaller. Yeah. I like to see stuff like that. And it'd be interesting to know.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave Indonesia out of the mix because I always remember going to Indonesia. Holy crap! I'd see the guys in Malaysia.
Right.
Go to Indonesia. Holy crap! These guys are fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got some really good drivers as well. But then you see the Australians get involved in it as well. They come to.
Oh man, that Kyle McBride, that kid Alex Bernard-Zek, man, he's gonna be talented. I hope he gets to America, and even even Australia split up because I think that's the East Coast they live on, and then the West Coast the Dexters and all that stuff. That's good stuff. Outside of Malaysia, what's your favorite Asian country?
Outside of Malaysia, I think actually. Now I've worked too many times in Korea. I think I'd have to say Indonesia actually.
Yeah,
I quite enjoy Indonesia.
Okay.
The food there is pretty good.
What's your favorite Indonesian meal?
It's I can't remember the bloody name of it now.
All right. Well, what's your favorite Malaysian meal? Then?
I am kunyit.
And what is that?
Indonesian one. It's just like this chicken, or you can have chicken or beef, but it's like quite spicy, and then you have it with like egg and rice and things, and it's with this sambal sauce, which is it's pretty tasty.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's hot going in. Oh my god!
If it's hot going in, it's hot coming out, dude.
Oh, it's even worse coming out. Yeah.
How about in Malaysia? What's like a national Malaysian dish that you like to have?
For me, there's just so bloody many. You have nasi goreng USA, roti bawang. I think the most famous one is probably the nasi lemak. A lot of people eat that for the breakfast. I don't particularly go for that one. It's nice. The rice is very good.
What is it exactly?
Maggi goreng. Nasi lemak is the rice, which is the nasi. Lemak is like the fat. It's like coconut.
Okay.
So it's got a lot of the coconut into it, and then they have that with the anchovies and then this hot sambal sauce.
Oh, okay, like coconut and
yeah.
fishy, hot.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
They have the boiled egg. Yeah, but
Yeah,
the
I would have to
half-boiled
try
egg,
that.
I've not been able to get into that. I've not been able to get into the half-boiled eggs yet.
Oh yeah, I'm what like
Yeah.
the yolk's runny or something or.
No, it's like half cooked, so it's not like a hard-boiled egg or anything. It's just like, yeah, they have that with the
I'm gonna have to Google that.
soy sauce. Yeah, you have a look at that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool, but you always gotta. One thing Joseph always tells me is like when you go to he's traveled to, and he's like always have two things. You always gotta have a traditional beer, and a local beer, and some of the local dishes from there. And I always try to do that, wherever I go. So good stuff, man.
I think the funniest one was in Vietnam with Mick.
Oh gosh.
I've worked in Vietnam, but I've never sort of like really been into the local sort of food there because really wasn't too sure what I was getting. And so I went up with Mick to do the race. We went out in the evening and said, right, okay, let's just try there. We were too afraid of crossing the road at that time because we weren't too sure what the protocol was. Which we found out is just walk. It doesn't matter. All the bikes will just go left and right of you.
Oh my gosh, that's madness. That's kind of similar here.
Oh, I've got videos of it. It was pretty cool, actually. It's just,
I really want to go to Vietnam, man. It's a country I want to visit so badly.
So we ordered, I think it was a chicken dinner and some duck as well, and it is literally everything. It came out with the head, the claws, and the feet, the whole thing. I've never seen a duck like that, with its with its brains fried out and just the bill sticking out.
Oh my gosh, insane!
But
my god,
it was good.
As long as it tastes good, man. So, what do you see for the future of RC in Malaysia? What would you like to see going into 2021?
Going into 2021 is I would like to see more the club racing going on. We just started that this year, and it's been really good. So people haven't felt that it was so competitive, and so you get a lot of the new guys coming in and trying to race in that. It's good fun. I'd like to see the more effort going into the club that they've got there at URCC. More people joining. We seem to have actually after our first lockdown, we seem to have an increase in drivers, which I found absolutely amazing. There's a lot more guys coming out to come and join.
Nobody has nothing else to do. Bored.
Yeah, something like that. And I'm surprised because the Reds was selling quite well throughout the whole period. So yeah, I'd like to be able to see that. I'd like to be able, if we could travel, then yeah, there's loads more that I'd love to be able to do. I mean, I miss racing over in Europe and things, and going to see friends, as I'm sure a lot of people are as well.
Do you travel to Europe a lot to race?
It's the only reason I started traveling back to Europe. I never went home. You
sound like me, dude. I get him.
I never went back. It was only until I started, I think, mixing around with Mike and these sort of people, and sort of like, oh, it's a race. Okay, so I go over there. I've still got some business which I got to attend in the UK as well. So I go and do that and go and fly around very quickly, go and see some family. But it's really good to go and meet the people over there, of course, the Kyosho Masters and things. So as I've been getting more involved with the international races, I've been making more and more friends on an international scale. So it's like, right, I want to go and visit them. No, I'm going to go and visit them. So awesome. It's good fun being able to do that.
You should come visit me. Ain't much RC going on, but you should come down. How did you meet Mick?
I can't remember, to be honest with you. I think it was during. I first really spoke to him during. It was just before. I'll tell you what it was. It was at the Kyosho Masters. I went to the Kyosho Masters. Started talking with him a bit then. I was still a bit standoffish, just this fresh guy into RC. Don't really know much about it. And then we went out to the Worlds in Vegas. Then I started speaking to him a bit more then, and then I met him at a couple more races, and we just ended up becoming really good friends. It's like awesome. talking to Mick now is like, I've known him for better years. He's just,
Nice. That's always good.
Such a nice bloke, and do anything for anybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Mick a lot. I like him a lot, and it's a good crack. It's a good crack, man. I love the jokes. Good stuff, man. I guess we're gonna.
Him is dangerous.
And he likes to poo in crazy places too.
I remember that story.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right. What would you like to see happen in RC in general in Asia? Would you like to see it get a little bit more spotlight, a bit more focus? Because it seems to get swept under the rug a good bit. Not too much focus on RC there.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to see a bit more focus being put onto the RC. I mean, we've been trying here. I went and bought all the video equipment so we can do live streaming for our races and things like that, so that people could try and get a bit more involved with it. And I think it's been working to a certain extent, and it's nice for people to be able to see that sort of thing. But I know that Perth is probably one of the tracks that I've tried to emulate a lot of what they do. I think they have a fantastic track down there, and the team really works very well together. And I just don't think there's enough racing going on within the other countries. Mm-hmm. I know that a lot of people. You have one or two people. No, I'm going to Vietnam. No, I'm going to the Philippines. But I'd like to see it more on a sort of like a team sort of scale.
Like a series, an Asian series would be great.
Would be something like that. I mean, I know there's been things that have been talked about for Kyosho doing it, but I think I'd like to do it for
everybody.
For everybody.
Yeah.
And have them. I mean, Femca is great. You do it once a year, but I think it'd be nice to do a sort of series sort of thing. And I don't think we're not that far apart that we aren't not able to do that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think the hardest part would be like if you have to include Australia and you have to fly there, and that's still not too far.
Even then, it's not that bad. Well, unless you're up in Japan or somewhere, then it's a bit far. But for us guys here in the central, we're 6 hours away from like Perth or something like that.
That's not bad. Unless it's over on the east side of Australia, and then it's like 12 hours away.
Yeah, it's a bit further that side. We'll
good stuff, man. I think it's very similar to South America. I mean, at least we have some. Asia has some pro guys. I mean, obviously Yuchi Kanai, Hara, Nayato. All the companies are based over there in Asia. Yep. But I still think on a scale of getting people's knowledge about what the RC scene over there, it's limited. Even to myself, I've learned more. But it's even less known about in South America, where it's still, I've had the pleasure, obviously because of Latin influence, of being around that and getting to know that the RC scene there. So it's good. I wanted to, one of the reasons I wanted to get you on the podcast was to learn more about Malaysia RC. Yes, I've had people talk about it, about RC in Asia, about one particular country, and it's to shine some light on that particular country's RC scene and as their continent as well. So, man.
It takes a lot of hard work to try and build up these things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, the newer drivers and trying to get them into it and not spending so much. It drives me crazy when you see the new guys coming in and all they're doing is spending money. Thinking
so easy to do.
That's going to make them the pro driver. And all they end up doing is either they burst the budget or it's like, no, this is just too expensive. I don't want to do it anymore.
Exactly.
It doesn't need to be like that, and it's getting it through to these guys. I think the shops maybe push too much on these guys. Obviously, they want to make their sales and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fine. That's their business. But I think it's trying to push too much onto these new drivers and things as well.
I could agree there.
Yeah.
How's Kyosho's influence over there now? Being as it's a Japanese company. It's one of the biggest. Used to be one of the biggest 8-scale race scenes in the world. It's not as big as it used to be. Obviously, so many different chassis. Is it still a very popular choice in Asia?
Yeah, in Asia, especially in Malaysia, Kyosho does very well.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when we get all the guys down from the north, they come down and some of the guys up from the south. So we have a good following. I think Mugen now is becoming
Really?
one of the biggest. I wouldn't say problems, but one of the biggest competitors.
I know what you mean. Oh, your old rivals down there knocking on your door. I see
Even Dave
Spark's super big there too.
He moved into the Mugen as well, which surprised the hell out of me. But and they've tried to get me to turn and go.
Oh yeah, that'd be if you turn to Mugen, then I think if that'd be like if Mick Craddock left Kyosho, like I think hell would freeze over. What do you think about
you should kill me.
So you saw JQ's tune-in video. What do you think about his grand plan if he gets 10,000 subscribers of buying a Kyosho and doing the Kyosho Master for once? He's so crazy, isn't he?
Well, I don't know whether if he's allowed to come to the Masters. You know, it's a very upmarket place.
I don't think he'd be allowed through the front gate. To be honest, I don't think he'd be allowed into France. But I hope if he does get 10,000, I hope he tries. I hope he does it. And
I'll tell you what, I was talking with Mick about this the other day actually, and I did say to him it was actually the video he did. And it's a lot of people have had issues with JQ, and I think he actually likes that as well.
I do too.
When he was battling on Facebook. The way it came across to me, I thought, oh my God, this guy is such a bloody ass. And I really didn't like him. But I tell you what, I thought that the ideas that he has, they're really good. It was just the way they're getting put across. And watching that tuning video, actually, it was really good. I thought it was put across really well. There was a bit of fun in it. I just thought it was absolutely brilliant. And definitely, that sort of environment, I would definitely support it. Yeah. And I'd ask anybody else to try and support that as well.
Awesome. Awesome. I hope he does go to the Kyosho Masters, and I would love to.
I will definitely be there.
All right, my man. Hey, do you want to shout out and say thank you to anybody before we sign off her? I appreciate your time. So here's your time to shout out. Also give any information to anybody that might be interested in coming to Malaysia to do some RC stuff.
Shout out is. Well, no, just shout out to all my RC friends and things, and to stay safe, and hopefully we can get this through this COVID and start traveling again and trying to meet up and do things. And shout out to the guys at the clubs and organising the races, and thank you for keeping it going. And I hope we can continue with that. Yeah.
So if anybody wants to do it, if somebody's coming to Malaysia, you never know, somebody might be traveling there. They want to do some RC. Can they contact you on Facebook?
Yeah, it's anybody, anytime. There's myself. There's a few other guys up. Well, there's a lot of people up on the Facebook. If you're looking to come over here, you want to get things organised. There's myself, or I can put you in touch with the other guys as well. And everybody's really friendly here. If you need help with booking hotels and whatever it is, showing you around, there's always guys around that'll help out with that.
Sweet. All right, man. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I know it's getting late there. It's almost 10 o'clock. Keep doing what you're doing.
I'll tell you what I did want to bring up was, and I'll tell you why, because I know that you get a lot of viewers and everything. Have you seen RC Garage?
What is that? Is it that like sign up site or something or like a profile site?
It's RC Garage. It's this guy's been developing for a while. We tried to do something in Malaysia, just never took off. And it's really good. It's all your points. Everybody around the world is taking all your points. You can go and build all your garage. So you can have all your photo of your car up there, and all the information's on there to let other people see what you're running and things. And it's producing stickers as well, which has got like a QR code on it. So you can put these stickers on your chassis, on your car, and you take the phone out, and it'll take you to that information. But I went on there the other day, and I found all my history of all my races.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I know. We're talking about the same spot. I haven't been on there yet.
No, it's
I have actually. Did I?
They're still working on it, and I've told the guys that I'll try and help them out as much as I possibly can with it, because I've seen some problems with it. But it's pretty good. I see Ongaros on there and things.
Okay, what's the website? Is www.rcgarage.com.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah,
Okay.
it's yeah, somewhere like that.
I think I did look myself up there. I've been kind of busy with the House of RC stuff with Connie too, so it's a lot of things going on with that. But I'm gonna check it out. I think I did look under to see if they had my last race, and I think they had my last race from 2017. Yeah, that's what it was.
But I think it's a good way of letting people know, and you can see what individuals are actually doing, and yeah, it's good.
All right,
Yeah.
I think it's. I'll try to find the website and put it in the written description of this podcast. Thank you for your time, dude. You have a good evening, and we'll be in touch. And I'll be looking forward to what's going on there in Malaysia and seeing what you guys do.
Looking forward to having you over here, Lefty.
All right, I hope so one day.
Okay,
right.
mate. Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much for your time.
Thank you.
Take care. All right, bye-bye.
We are now at that point of the show where you should fasten those seatbelts and put your big boy pants on. Whoa. Things are about to get serious. It's time for the JQ Racing Rant.
Yes. We are back. My buddy Poindexter over there. He's back with me. He switched up on me. Now you're on this side. Before you was on that side. Now you're over here. Make up your mind where you want to be.
It's much better now. It's better. How the hell does it? How does StreamYard decide which side you're on?
I don't know, man. You're supposed to be my Jamie, and I don't know, man. We're gonna have to get
This
on.
is how it should be.
I don't know. Anyway, guys, welcome to the JQ Racing Rant. This is the part of the podcast where you really got to put your big boy panties on because, we don't have a fuck limit here, and we just keep it raw, like just raw, like it is in the pits when you go to a JQ pit. We don't care about your feelings. We just like to have fun. I know that sounds bad, isn't it? I do care about people's feelings, but anyway, welcome to the JQ.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I care that
you just care about your own feelings.
No, I care that you're there like a hermit in Finland, looking like a disheveled homeless hobo or something like that. I don't know. You're like one step away from living in a tent.
I look sexy.
Yeah, take off your hat. I do care about your well-being. That's why I'm sending you a Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0, Joseph. And I lost the light. Oh no, I lost light. I lost the light. All right, I'm losing light here, so I gotta hurry up. Welcome to the JQ Racing Rant, guys. So, Joseph, this week is an ode or a goodbye to one of the best RC websites that we ever had.
An ode?
An ode. We must say R.I.P. to Neo Buggy. I would take my hat off, but let's have a few seconds of silence for the official death of Neo Buggy.
Okay, there we go. It's done.
Neo Buggy
is dead.
Unfortunate.
Yep.
In fact, I just got a question from somebody on Facebook. As I'm doing this, where do I find out my RC news now? Well, this is a conundrum. I mean, Live RC is doing stuff. Circus RC is really good. Circus RC, Chris was Neo Buggy. So, he was the photographer for Neo Buggy and all that type of stuff.
Well, yeah, for the last bit.
Right. So now we have, we don't have that no more. I mean, let's be honest. Like, Neo Buggy changed shit. Like, it just changed RC. Simple
for 8-scale nitro off-road.
Right.
Yeah.
Its own race. Do it. Well, Phil did everything, but he focused most on 8-scale nitro. Go into races, doing all this cool stuff. And in the lab, but, obviously Phil stopped. He's probably sitting on the beach, sipping peanut coladas with little umbrellas. I wish he would come on this podcast. Phil, will you please come on the podcast? I know you know about this podcast.
Phil is done with RC. That's the problem. Like, he's so done with RC, he wouldn't even pay SmugMug Picture Gallery to get the pictures up. Because I asked him, hey, I really need to look through your galleries. I need some pictures for my book. Mm-hmm. And I begged him, everything. He just wouldn't do it. He's like, I'm done with RC. Why should I, help prop up the RC industry? Like, what's in it? Why?
What makes somebody
Why should I bother?
I know what makes somebody get bitter like that. You just get tired.
Yeah, I think maybe he well, I wish he would come on the show and he could explain, but he probably got tired of the same old, you know.
Yep.
Same old problems, same old complaints, same old people, nothing changing. And it's like, I'm done.
Well,
if I go out, I'm gonna go out the same way, I think.
Yes, like
fuck these idiots.
Completely.
Yeah.
Like nothing to do with RC, like just two middle fingers to RC.
Yeah, pretty much. If I do, then that's what I'll do.
I'm pretty sure it would be more elaborate than that. But yeah, we are. We've said this before. We're desperately lacking in non-biased. I wouldn't say non-biased, but media that actually goes out there and says what's really happening. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that the other companies don't do. Well, no, because they have to be. It's the media and RC media is just really posting up pictures of new products. Maybe an occasional write-up or interview with somebody in RC, but we don't have actual RC media, and not like we used to. It was bad. It was way better during Neo Buggy, but now we don't have it. And yes, I like live RC. I like to watch. I like their program for following races and all that stuff. Yes, I do go on their page to read different news stories, but I also Circus RC. But it still doesn't like Neo was that one-stop shop for everything 8 scale. And it's
just yet another way that the industry is killing itself, because Red RC was the other good website. So Red RC is still posting, but they are, pretty much dead in the water too.
I got that mass dampening effect from Red RC.
Yeah, so but that's just a new product. So yeah. Red RC did what Neo Buggy did for 8 scale off-road. Red RC did for on-road and 10 scale electric off-road. That was kind of what they were doing. And they were the media company for the EOS, ETS, ENS, all of those series. So they did a super good job of covering them. There's a lot of great videos and also text write-ups and pictures and all of that stuff. But they aren't doing that anymore because there's no funding for them to go to races. And Neo Buggy is doing nothing anymore. So now, we only have Circus RC and Live RC and these kind of companies who they basically just post things that are emailed to them. Oh, we have a new product, boom. Top 3 at some meaningless club race, boom. That's what they do. There's nothing more than that, really. So that's a problem. And I think people don't recognize how big of a problem it is. And for you to understand, you would have had to be around 8 scale nitro off-road, for example, before Neo Buggy arrived on the scene. So they started around 2004, the Sweden Worlds, and then they really sort of reached they had good momentum, let's say 2006 to 2012-ish or something like that.
Like the last
5 or 6 years.
2014, I think they did a real. I would even say 2016 was when the last Worlds that they did.
Yeah, but it wasn't really booming or growing. Like it had sort of peaked in a sense.
Stagnant, yeah.
Yeah. So those first years, what happened was we went from a literal world championship being run and people not knowing what's going on, unless you had a friend there at the race. That's where we were at. We went from that.
Days,
we went from that to having a friend there texting you or reading the starting grid and someone posting updates or something. We went from that to having a website where there would be daily write-ups, picture galleries, walk around videos, interviews with people, videos on new products and stuff, videos of the actual racing action. So races that got the Neo treatment became big races. Just like the Neo race itself, it became the indoor worlds. Why? Because of the coverage, the website. People went to the website, got all the news, and also not just the news that someone emails them, but the content, editorial content that Neo Buggy produced. That's important, I think, and that's missing. And the reason it's missing is basically social media came in, Facebook, Instagram, everyone that was advertising on these websites decided, hey, we'll just do it ourselves. missing the point that when everyone just does it themselves, there is no more sort of one place to go for all this information. So if we don't have NeoBuggy, Red RC, and these kind of websites that create content, and we don't have someone that goes to the race to cover the race, then it will go back towards the past where you don't really know what's going on. It won't be as bad because you can go on Facebook and you can say, okay, what's TLR doing? What's J Concepts doing? What's this guy doing? What's, you know, but it's not the same as actually following the event on one page that follows the whole thing.
Right.
That's way better.
Particular drivers.
Yes. And then we will only have that at races like the European Championships that RC Racing TV go to, or RCGP, because that same crew is there covering it. Something like that, or Raw Nationals, Live RC are there. So I think that's a bad thing, because what are these sort of, where do these other races then promote their events, like Bit to Design contest or other good races? They're good races, but they kind of just pass by the wayside. No one really gives a shit except the people who are there. So I think it's really a big issue that isn't apparent now, but it will become apparent in the next couple of years.
Right. You know, Zach Ryan wrote a really good blog about this. You can find that also on the No Name RC podcast website. And I agree with him, man. You know, my goal is I kind of want to do like what Phil did at races. If we start going next year, that's my goal. I mean, that's why I'm buying all this equipment, you know, and whatnot to do that. But it's I mean, I just remember the excitement. You know what I mean? You would go and then he'd have that cool intro, like, and you're just like every day, even though you wasn't, maybe you come home from work and you obviously, like, we're talking, like, phones still wasn't as good as they were now. Like, you know what I mean? So everything was mostly on your computer, and you just go and you just wait for those updates, that little 5-minute video of somebody qualifying, that there's nice, cool pit walks that Phil used to do. You know, the Neo race was a race I would spend my entire Easter watching that race. And I will when DXR has it next year. If it has, we don't know if it's going to happen next year, but you know what I mean? And that's gone. And we really, you know, Phil did a lot for RC that I hope one day he gets all the credit that he deserves for what he done. Because if it wasn't for Phil, RC 8 scale wouldn't be as big as it is now, I don't think. So it's a shame that it's gone. It's officially dead. And it seems like all the other media sites are PC. Like, let's be realistic. Live RC is good, but it's kind of the same thing. You know what I mean? Yes, I like tuning into Live RC to follow races and all that stuff, and I think that program's great. But even them themselves seem to have, you know, they're going into full-scale events, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them one bit. Bills have to be paid, all that type of stuff. I appreciate having Live RC there, but there's no writers there no more. I mean, you got Hooks, Garrison's gone. You know, I like to see articles and I was hoping, like, we have RCMX online here. I hope that can. I know it's been out for a long while and nothing really happened with that, but I think if we could get somebody to bring along a decent website like this and have all the information. Well, do we need a website now? I mean, like
the RCMX thing, they have the same problem as Neo and Red RC. There's just no money in it because the companies aren't advertising. Then how can they make money? Views are too small. Like, you make YouTube videos or you have a website and Google ads or other kind of ads. Like, it's not what you aren't making enough money to do anything worthwhile. So it has to be someone with just a passion for RC or someone that, like, for that, really, just someone with a passion for RC. But because if you have a brand, then it's people view it as it's biased, and it's a difficult situation. It's the only way really is for funding to come from within the industry. So companies, brands, races, someone coming together and be like, we need this media in RC.
Or somebody like
federations.
Or somebody combining with circles. Because, you know, Chris goes to all these races, man. He gets funding to go to these races. So maybe maybe somebody works in conjunction with him. He takes all the pictures and somebody does all the English stuff. for him or
Yeah,
something
I
like
mean,
that.
I'm sure he's not doing too hot either. Like it's not like raking in the money or anything.
Yeah.
So
It's hard, man. And these companies refuse to spend. I mean, even our podcast. Yes, we have sponsors, but is, we have bills to pay her. So,
like that. The thing is that for an individual company, it's easy to justify not to do it because you can do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not good for the industry as a whole. So there would need to be some sort of like some way of everyone just pitching in a bit, and then it makes sense. And then there's media, just like EFRA, they pay RC Racing TV to cover the Euros. So there's good coverage at the Euros. But somehow this needs to be sort of expanded to, okay, so as a whole, we need some media coverage too, not just the European Championship, some other races too, other events too. So how can everyone pitch in, and the race organizer also, and so that we can have this? I don't know, but
I don't know either, man.
That's kind of the solution that needs to happen. Otherwise, we won't have that kind of media.
Well, if the manufacturers are all in control of the media, then we don't really get true media, do we?
No, but I'm saying that if they all pitched in, and individual races who are part of that also, and federations, like when there are enough people that are paying, it's not that much per company or whatever, right? So it could be enough to have like, okay, so this is our sort of official RC media crew, just like RC Racing TV is pretty much in Europe, and they're doing RCGP and all that stuff. So, but imagine you have the same, which is a website, the news, and kind of the Red RC or Neo Buggy style content. So I think that's the only way that will happen again in the future. Otherwise, it won't happen.
Yeah, well, you know what? If we go to, well, not you, you're going to be racing, but if we get to races next year, I'm going to be trying to do something. Maybe not as good as Phil, but I'm going to do something. And I like to, my goal is when I watched one of Phil's video or Phil's stuff, I felt like I was at the race. You know what I mean? I don't really want to, I don't care about going up there and filming racing. I want to catch the ambience of the ambience that's there at the race. I want people to be able to feel what I feel when I'm at that race. You know what I mean? The excitement. This is what I like. All that type of stuff. So that's my goal next year. Yes, of course, of interview. Like, hopefully, if we get to travel. But we definitely need this, man. And it's a shame. It's truly a shame that Neo Buggy is gone kaput, and it isn't getting the proper respect for what it done for 8-scale racing, man. It should have been still one of the best website out there. But hey,
well, what should it get? A plaque?
Yeah, I just think like, well, obviously Phil lost interest in it. Why did Phil lost interest in it? Maybe because it wasn't making money anymore. Not that come on, but Phil is, like that was kind of like his side thing, but he had passion for it. And when you put time, effort, and passion take equal money. So if it isn't, I get it. If it isn't making money, it doesn't make sense for him. How long can you go on and be passionate without making money? That'll be a question for you too.
I think he was making money, but the problem was that it wasn't going anywhere anymore. Mm-hmm. It's kind of tapped out. That's it. Like there aren't bigger minds. There aren't bigger minds in this industry to do something bigger. That's kind of that thing.
So they're writing on the wall, and so this thinks this hobby is just eating itself, and it's just going to get worse. I hope not, but it's going to be. This year is going to show a lot. This year has shown a lot, and going into 21, it's going to show a lot more. But man, it's a shame. Neo Buggy's gone, and I went on there. I think the last post was in September, maybe August, maybe early September. So I mean, that used to be like the first RC website I went to, and now I don't even remember that it exists. It's crazy. Such a shame. What are you guys' thoughts on this? What is your thoughts, the public, the listeners of the NNRC? Do you miss this type of media coverage? Do you want it back in RC? Do you miss great articles? I miss articles. I miss like doing interviews. I mean, they do it, but like not these cookie-cutter, same generic interviews. I want get in there and in the nitty, like you tell me to do.
You should watch my Savoia video.
I will.
It's coming
I will.
out. I don't know
All
when
right.
you're releasing this, Tom.
Sweet.
At the same time.
This will be released tomorrow. Because it's Tuesday, we're recording. All right. Well, I think that's our rant for this week, guys. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Check out my blog. Actually, as I'm recording this, like I'm looking at the comments on my blog. Yeah, some people are a little bit upset with what I said. Not maybe, but I didn't really say anything bad about anything. You know, I just kind of I said what you have said all along. If people are getting upset at that, then they haven't listened to you on this podcast yet before. You know what I mean? I only said something that we haven't said before, that we have not said before. Good luck to Ryan Lutz. Good luck to Nemo. I wish them all the best. You know, Billy's a good friend. I like Ryan. I still want to see them be successful. Shout out to them. Hey, Joseph, I can't wait for your video. Keep up the good work with that, man. Thank you for your time coming on this podcast. Thank you, George Coleman, for your time. Shout out to all of Adam Freakery, Bro, all the JQ guys down there in Malaysia, and just all the Malaysia RC period. What's up? I hope one day to get over and visit you guys and have some fun over there in Malaysia. Thank you to George. Great chat. Thank you to just the support that we get from the NNRC squad. Help us. Our Instagram's growing. We want to grow that. We want to get up to 2,000 likes on that. Check out JQ the Quagrain on Instagram as well. He's been active on that. Join at your own risk. If you get triggered fast, don't join it. So, you know, that's my thing. But Joseph's been hot on that. I think we will be doing a live this week, me and Wally. So we'll do that this week or maybe next week. I don't know. I got to talk to him. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to all the patrons that support us. We can't do it without you. Keep the bills paid. Help me get new gadgets. Shout out to you guys. Remember, if you guys want to be a patron, the link is in the written description. And yeah, thank you to all the NNRC squad. Thank you around the world. Honestly, I can't say we're almost on another milestone here, Joseph. We are like a couple hundred away from 200K downloads. That's pretty impressive for us, Joseph. That's pretty impressive, Joe. Joseph, I think we should be proud of that. 2 years. We've been doing this for 2 years now. I think November 18th, we released our first podcast. So it's 2 years and a bit. We're almost at 200K downloads. I think that's impressive, man. And to think how we fought like cats and dogs to get this started. Oh, my God.
You fought.
Yeah. Well, the way you do things, anybody will fight you. So.
Yeah, but it got it done, didn't it?
Shut up. Yes, it did. Okay, yes.
Yeah,
That's what
there you go.
Pat yourself on the back. Shout out to all the awesome companies that support us. I know some of them may not be here for 2021. That's fine. Appreciate that support. But if you're a company and you're looking to be a part of this podcast, we ain't stopping. We're doing bigger, better things for 2021. Isn't that right, JQ, YouTube superstar?
Yeah, very much so.
You know what, man? I miss you, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's been so long since I've actually been able to give you a ringing slap or just hurt you or do something to you or just sit off and talk shit to you. I honestly cannot wait till we get back together and we're at a race. And you can
when we get back together, that's when you'll have your next beer.
No, I'm done. I'm done for a year. I'm not gonna drink for a year. I'll drink water. I'll drink a non-alcoholic beer.
Sure.
No,
well,
I'm
yeah,
serious.
I believe you. I'm sure.
All right.
Okay.
5 months. Thank you to all the awesome. Oh, hold on. Let me finish my spiel. Thank you to all the awesome companies. They are.
It's been going on for like 30 minutes.
Oh, stop interrupting me. RCMX, Tekno RC, Beach RC, JQ Racing, Papa Willie's Traction Tonic, Sun City RC, Manscaped.com, Racecraft USA. Go get yourself a command module. Shout out, thank you for them for coming on, new sponsors. Thank you, Racecraft USA. Shout out to JQ Threads, not just a clothing company, a company providing opportunities. How's that going, Joseph? I haven't heard you talk about that for a while, by the way. Maybe we'll talk about. Okay, awesome.
I
cool.
thought of a video series I'll do. It's going to be, and now for something completely different, like ripped off from Monty Python and with the sketch thing. If you don't know, you don't know.
I don't know.
So anyway,
I'm not a Monty Python fan.
And then I'll talk about random shit like that. So
right.
Maybe that could be one of them.
Sweet. Shout out to Wally Builds. Maybe Wally and I will be live. He's growing. Love it. Love seeing my mate. I like Wally. He's got an NNRC hat. That's my bromance right there. You know, Joseph likes Savoya. Me and Wally are cool.
Wally Buds.
I know, Wally Buds. I always call him Wally Buds. Oh, it sounds, yeah. Just shout out to to everybody, man. Thank you. It's been an awesome 2 years. Thank you for your support. 200K is almost here. Remember, guys, we can't do this without you. Nitro is the glory.
Can barely do it with you. You can barely do it with them. You know.
I know. But it gets done, Joseph. We done one for a week for 2 years almost.
Incredible.
Incredible, isn't it? But we almost killed each other in the process many times. Thank you, guys. Nitro is the glory. E-Buggy pays the bills. JQ, YouTube superstar. Check him out. Get into 5,000 subs so we can do something stupid. Check out the NNRC YouTube. We need to get to 500 subs by the end of the year. 1,000 will be great. And, man, I love you guys. One love from Lefty. Keep on grinding. If you ain't grinding, you're sliding. And remember, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. JQ.
Thanks to Phil from Neo Buggy and the man above.
Well, I'm above you right now, so thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right, everybody. You know what?
Not Lefty, the cunt above.
Lefty out.
Thank you for listening to the No Name RC podcast. We greatly appreciate all the support and love from you, the listeners. Without all of you, none of this is possible. Special thanks to our patrons on Patreon. If you wish to support the podcast further, you can at patreon.com/NNRC podcast. As a patron, you will receive early releases, special content, and patron-only giveaways. Also, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and our website, www.nnrcpodcast.com. Remember, Nitro is the glory, but E-Buggy pays the bills. If you aren't having fun, it doesn't make sense. And if you ain't grinding, you're sliding. Lefty out. Nitro is the glory. Nitro is the glory. Nitro is the glory.
That wasn't so bad.